The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is a great day. Wednesday, May 19th, 2021, years after zero, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are back. Yesterday I got real excited. I had a boy in the back. There's the Pens fans. Evan Fox, which literally broke things in the office yesterday on Hammer Don when he decided to make his Foxy lock as a Pittsburgh Penguin bet. Attaboy, Jay.
Baby Jay.
Jay's all excited about the Pens last night as well. Jay doesn't know what he did. Me neither, Jay. But I do know that the Pittsburgh Penguins beat the dog shit out of the New York Islanders last night. And when I say beat the dog shit out of, I mean we got to win. Okay, we got to win. We got beat up physically in that game. I'm gonna be honest.
Whoa.
Okay, but I do like that our entire team, Sidney Crosby included, have become a bunch of little pests. Like, hey, we are not scared. There's a guy named Tanev on our team. Did I know he existed before just a few nights ago? Maybe not. But I do know. Fucking love the guy. He flies around. He's causing a bunch of shit, getting into fights. Called somebody a coward and told them to go fuck themselves last night.
Ooh.
I love this team. I like what's going on. And Tristan Jarry, the goalie, that, in game one, forgot how to stop pucks, which means he forgot how to play goalie, which means he forgot how to do what he gets paid to do completely. He gives up 5 cake ones we lose. And I thought this guy was dead. Mark Madden came on the show and said in a team sport, it is hard to blame one person for a loss. But Tristan Jarry was the only reason the Penguins lost game one in the playoffs in a hockey town, by the way, in Pittsburgh. I assume Tristan Jarry had to look in that locker room. I've been there before where you let down your entire team. You let down your teammates. You go in there, you say, hey, listen, I am so sorry. There's emotions. You feel terrible. You can't sleep. You hear and see what everybody's saying about you. Tristan Jarry, just 2 nights later, after getting buried, I bet you he would have wanted to play the next night if he could have. He came out, stopped 37-38. Fucking welcome back.
Yeah!
Tristan's a stud. That takes some type of mental toughness that I'm not sure a lot of humans that have walked through this earth have. That is very difficult to do, especially for the goalie position. But here we are. The Pittsburgh Penguins going to win in 5. We all knew this all along. Sidney Crosby proved yet again he's the greatest hockey player of all time. No, he didn't score. Okay, his line didn't maybe produce as much as I wish they would have because there was a bet for him to score and the Pens to win. The Pens did win. He didn't score. That would have cashed in for all of us at a plus 300 payday. How you doing? 3 times the money. He didn't score. I don't know why he wasn't on the penalty kill at the very end of the whole game there when they had a 2-man advantage because I think he could have stole one maybe with the empty net because they had an empty net at 3 minutes and 30 left because they were losing or whatever. But at one point in the game last night, Sidney fucking Crosby jumped over Tristan Jarry, who had a great game. Welcome back, Tristan.
Hey, welcome back.
Jumps over Tristan Jarry, takes his stick and blocks a fucking like little snapshot to it. It wasn't just like a lob, it was going in. He blocks it. Now, if you watch the replay close enough, you would say to yourself, there's a chance that was Sidney Crosby that blocked it. It was written off as it hit the post. Okay, it was written off as the puck hit the post and it went out there. There was no real fuss made about it by the NHL, which proves yet again the NHL has fucked Sidney Crosby since the day he came in to the league. He should have been on national television every single night. The world should know who Sidney Crosby is. Sidney Crosby was touted as the LeBron James of hockey when he came into the NHL and has lived up to the hype perfectly. Just like LeBron has, by the way. LeBron, no off the court shit. He's actually been a leader, a mentor. He's won. He's made a massive amounts of money. There's people that hate him. That's going to happen. Sidney Crosby, same damn thing, by the way. Just in the hockey world, nobody knows he exists except for in these hockey towns. Last night, he jumps over a goalie, saves a goal. They win by 1. Nothing is said by the NHL. Sidney Crosby deserves more respect. So do the Penguins. A team that also might go on a run. The Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
Hey, NHL NHL playoffs are here.
Yeah.
I forgot how exciting of a time this is. So last night, obviously, Marc-Andre Fleury ended the entire night of hockey with a dub and trying to score.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think he might have been reminded of the $100,000 agreement we have made if he scores this season. Now, FanDuel put a bet up at plus 25,000 or something like that for him to score during the season. That doesn't account.
Does that include playoffs?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so because I do believe that one has disappeared from my pending bets or current bets or whatever. So if he was to just hold out all season, knowing that there was a chance I was going to make like $25,000 of this off of a bet or whatever, and he's like, let's wait for him to not be able to win any of this back. Let's wait for the playoffs.
Wow.
I absolutely love him even more, but I love the NHL playoffs. I completely forgot about it. And I thought we were in a dead period. We are not at all, especially when the Penguins are winning. America loves that. Isn't that right, at Boston?
Yeah, I don't know if America loves it, but Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania do.
Last night I got a lot of tweets from people. Never watched hockey in my life. Watching the Penguins tonight with you guys. Go Pens.
Go Pens. Yeah, but those same people are going to say the same thing about the Bruins tonight when we win 4-0. That correct score that you had for the Pens last night, that's going to be the Bruins score tonight. And we're waiting for Pittsburgh in the second round. We're going to crush you guys.
No, you're not. Okay, yeah, that's not going to happen. But I do like the fact that that could happen.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that is why hockey is such a wonderful thing. Last night also playing games for basketball in the NBA. The Pacers are super boost in Indiana. A lot of people told me it was going to be impossible to win. You had LaMelo Ball coming into town from Charlotte with the Hornets. Everybody on the Pacers team was questionable or injured. It came out via a tweet long after we all locked in the Pacers to win because this is Indiana in May. That's what happens in Indiana. In May, people win things. So I knew the playing game was going to be a winner. Okay, I got a little question because I didn't know any of the players on the team. All right.
Of course.
I don't know any of these guys. I've never met them. I hope to. Hey,
Yeah.
new team, COVID, can't see them, didn't go. You know, the whole thing. I don't have any clue who any of these guys are.
Yeah. Nope.
Brand new team out here, by the way. I knew TJ McConnell was on team. He's super yinzer, gritty, tough guy.
Yeah.
He's going to play well. Little I know, the Foxy, the jacked Foxy guy.
Yeah.
The taller,
Sabonis.
faster, better basketball player, but
Yeah.
nowhere near the creative genius that is Evan Foxy.
Cooler beard, though.
Yeah, who?
Sabonis.
Just because the body and the face it's on? Or?
Well, I just think probably because the body and the face.
Yeah, I see. You weren't going to be able to judge each individual. I think the beard, actually,
Foxy's got a pretty good beard.
beard.
I need a lineup too. This doesn't look good right now.
His is faded
so Foxy's,
in.
he's self-handicapping.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is smart.
You don't even know what you're doing right
You
now,
don't even know what
dude, but
you-
you're doing it.
Anyways, that guy went ham. And he was on like questionable, I think, before the game. He went crazy. The Pacers win. It was really nice to get a couple big wins over there on FanDuel Sportsbook. Anytime we can rake money from them, we love it, which is why we have to, in good faith, tell you to watch Hammer Down every day, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, youtube.com/Hammer Down, DAHN. Yesterday there was a fight over how passionate the NHL playoffs are.
Still sore.
Foxy chose to bet on the Penguins, and everybody who listens to this show knows that Foxy is documented one of the worst gamblers in the history of gambling.
Yeah, bar none.
But since he's so bad at gambling, it's actually good because you know to hashtag fade Foxy.
Foxy.
So me, as friend of Foxy, and I mean, boss, so like to keep motivated, and inspired and happy and things like that. As the entire world was telling him how big of a piece of shit he was for all of his picks going wrong, and as the entire world was turning against Foxy, and hashtag Fade Foxy was trending in different states around the country at one point during the fall season, I stayed on Foxy's side. Okay? I said, Foxy, I don't believe in curses. I think your next pick's your best pick, pal. Now, whenever he went 5 and 25 or 7 and 20. People forget those are expensive days.
Oh, yeah.
I lost tens of thousands of dollars because of the Foxy train that I was on that was running me right into loss after loss, but everybody else was making money. And I felt like, hey Foxy, I'm an ally. You know what I mean? I'm an ally.
Of course.
And Foxy experienced that with me, because he would actually come up to me. I am so sorry we're losing. Yeah, I am so. You have to stop doing what you're doing.
You were the only one.
I was the only person that was better. So yesterday, when he decides to come out of his cave to get back into the locks game, he comes flying, It's the fucking Pittsburgh Penguins. They're the best player. I'm like, I wasn't even in the room. I was on a call outside. I hear this whole thing. There's a commotion immediately from the Pittsburgh guys who, remember, Foxy joined the Steelers week 12. They lost every game after that once he became a Steelers fan, because that's how the Foxy train is. That's why hashtag Fade Foxy is so goddamn good, because of how bad he is.
That's right.
So when he decided to come out of his terrible pick hibernation and fucking pop out of the cave like Jesus, sit his ass down on this seat right here and proclaim the Pittsburgh Penguins as his most recent lock, I hung up on somebody. I walked in here and I just asked him why. Like, why I thought we had a good thing. This kid, Foxy, he's a man now, but he has grown from a kid. He has seated at tables with billionaires. Okay? He has heard conversations about things that he should never have been privy to. I shouldn't have been privy to the conversations I was in. Foxy definitely shouldn't have been in the conversations I was in. He's walked into rooms that humans only dream of walking in. And I think it's he's earned it, by the way. He's absolutely earned it. But he's gotten to do a lot of cool things. For him just to come swinging his nuts out of that cave, that hibernation, and just rub them all over the only team that he knows that I absolutely love was absolutely uncalled for. And it actually started, a series of chaos kind of through Connor lost his plant.
It's horse shit.
Connor picked I didn't even know he had a plant, by the way, if you're watching or listening. Connor,
that's how bad it stunk.
Whoa.
Well, listen, that's what I'm saying. You two need to. Come on. So Nick grabs his plant, slams it on the ground. The pot shatters. It was a cacti, by the way. It was a cactus. And that thing shatters. So now Connor is not in the room. He's now dragged into it. He wants the Penguins to lose too, so he's kind of happy about what Foxy did. But what happened with the fucking cactus is now a heartbreaker.
Yeah, personal.
They got into an actual scrap. Punches were thrown right here. Gumpy's face was in between two men that were kind of fighting with each other. And then you leave, and the Pens win. So Foxy, maybe the Foxy train is a hot one.
That
was big. Back on track.
Foxy's back. I'm still sore from those punches Nick was throwing. He was not messing around at all.
He was not. Like you were. That's because you fake like that plant.
I don't fake.
Actually love.
Hey, I love that.
No,
I've
you
kept
fake.
it on here.
That's why he was throwing actual punches. That's actual love for the Penguins, and it's your bullshit, fake ass like for that plant.
Hey, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have came in here and put my body
Todd, did you
on the
even know
line.
that plant was here?
I hadn't seen it in a while, to be honest. I kind of
never
forgot
talked about.
Kind
I
of
didn't
forgot
even know
about
it was
it
here either.
It's never left. It's been there the whole time. It's a staple of this. It was, a staple of this desk. And now I got to go back out and find a new cactus. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of staples to my desk.
Exactly.
If one of them was slammed, I'm not fighting somebody over it. You were fake fighting. He was actually fighting.
If someone came in here and smashed that Bob Ross little thing, you don't think you'd come in here and be rip shit about it?
You're right. Nobody would do that to the Bob Ross thing, though. Your plant did look like a
Bob
piece of
Ross
shit.
is awesome. No one would even think about doing that. I didn't even want to fight Connor. I just had to imagine he was Foxy as I was pounding his face in.
Hey, good scrap, boys.
Yeah,
Good scrap.
Good scrap.
Listen,
Good scrap, Connor.
it's hard to listen to you for about 48 hours,
Yeah.
talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins,
Yeah.
and then not pick the Pittsburgh Penguins, especially on Sunday. You were so sad, and I just sat there, and
Bro.
Monday you came in hot, and I'm like, there's no chance that they lose again, so I had to make it my lock.
I'm sitting there, lots going on. WrestleMania Backlash is on in a few hours. There's a lot of humans moving around, okay? I'm seeing a lot of things. I'm watching that goddamn game on my phone. Corey Graves, by the way, who will be joining us in, I think, like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
He was at the game last night. He was watching it on his phone. He was in the middle of much more important things than me, for sure, because he's much higher up at the WWE when it comes to everything, intelligence, skill level, and handsomeness, everything, basically, connections, knowledge, basically everything.
Right.
So you hear both of us whenever go! You hear like random yells through the Thunderdome. And then as soon as that game's over, I think you see him just put it in his pocket and just do his thing. And me, I'm just sitting there. Foxy comes over with a camera right in my face and goes, "What happened?" And I'm like, hey, fuck you, Foxy.
Get out of here.
All right,
Yeah.
now's not the time. Yeah. But Tristan Jarry let him down. Now we're back. I'm excited to be here. I can't believe you tried to ruin the Pittsburgh Penguins' dominance, which is inevitable, right to Lord Stanley's Cup, where they're going to be drinking brouhahas on the south side of Pittsburgh, where they will keep their head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Once again.
And lucky for the Bruins, Foxy's never won 2 bets in a row, and he already told me he's taking the Caps tonight.
Okay, awesome. That's great news. I'm not going to bet alongside of him there. Let's move along to some things that are happening. We have a guest joining us in about 8 minutes that people, are going to be pumped as back, I think. At Ty Schmidt. Now, I did purposely leave you kind of out of that conversation for one reason and one reason alone. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw last night while the play-in games were happening in the NBA. Shout out to the Pacers. Congrats. Shout out to the Celtics.
150 points.
Shout out to they scored 150 points. Good defense on that Hornets team. LaMelo wanted to get to the offseason.
He's past it.
Somebody on the Pacers, and once again, we don't know any of their names aside from T.J. McConnell, and now
Doug McDermott.
Sabonis. There's a couple now that I'm big fans of, and I'm very thankful that they played the word. Somebody on the team was actually running back after a possession after scoring and screaming, "Get these bum ass off of this court!"
Yeah,
and the Hornets just had to eat that. I never understood how. And I guess this happens in numerous sports, but it seemed like they mailed it in. It seemed like they mailed it in. I'm not a super NBA savant, but it seemed like they mailed it in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And you could see how the easy trend would be like, oh, LaMelo's looking to get back to LA. All right, he's looking for the offseason. He's going to go do awesome. I assume the content he's going to make is about to be next level. Huge. I mean, he's going. That's what everybody thinks. But I don't know if that's how you'd want to go into your offseason. I never understood how that would be how you want to go. And also, there's no way that's what LaMelo was doing because he knows that in the playoffs, that's where NBA players get famous.
Yeah.
Because everything's on primetime TV. Those are the moments that are talked about forever. It's not really, and it sounds bad, but to watch the Penguins, it's difficult during a regular season because they're not on out here ever. But playoffs, everything's national TV. Right. It's like, okay, here we go. Consider the NBA is the same damn thing. Mm-hmm. It feels like if you are looking to, continue dominance of the world both on the court and digital wise, it feels like you would want to be in the primetime games. Yeah. But maybe it's like our team stinks. We ain't ever going to go anywhere. We're going to lose 4 straight. We lose 1. How do we get out of here? Who knows? And maybe he did try and they just stunk and the Pacers are that good. Maybe we should have been fans for a long time. But while that was happening, the NHL happened, Pens are back. There was also another thing that happened in sports world, Ty.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani hit another home run last night.
Wow.
Okay, so yesterday I was attacked, by the baseball community.
Huh.
Here's a perfect example of people that don't know baseball versus people that do know baseball. I assume they were talking about me as the do not know baseball because these people did have a few thousand and they had a baseball podcast and they loved baseball. So I kind of got the hint that they were not on my side of Ohtani being the best baseball player of all time. And Ty was speaking for the baseball community is what they were. They were like thankful that there was a cooler head in the room is what they were saying. So everybody was attacking me for saying he hasn't even completed a full season yet. He's nowhere near like 700 home runs, which I guess is what Babe Ruth. Does Babe Ruth have 700?
Yeah, he hit a lot. I mean, but
was Babe Ruth a pitcher?
I mean, early in his career,
yeah. For the Sox.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was he good?
Dominant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, very good.
And then he moved to outfield.
Right.
Which is potentially going to happen to Shohei Ohtani.
Kind of what he's doing right now, yeah.
So we're watching the next Babe Ruth live in person, okay? And these motherfuckers are telling me that I have no idea what I'm talking about or anything like that. He's going to finish this season. He's going to lead the league in homers. And now that Mike Trout's out, okay?
Yeah.
He's going to get the better athletic trainers. You know what I mean? Because he's got the MVP allegedly in his. Wait till that team becomes Ohtani's team.
Ooh.
Now, I love Mike Trout. This is not a shot at Mike Trout, but boy, there was a lot of shots at me for my takes on Ohtani when Mike Trout was on the team about Mike Trout. So I'm not going to bury Mike Trout to put up Ohtani. But now Ohtani's got an entire organization on his back, which is exactly the type of player he is. He pitches, he hits, he'll fucking give you water if you need it. This is the best baseball player of all time. After last night's home run in this consistent dominance we have had here, since him getting Tommy on, only makes him better, by the way. Rookie of the year. It only gets better.
Yeah, stronger arm.
Yeah, your arm gets faster. Everything gets stronger.
More vulnerable, too.
No.
Not anymore.
I'm not saying that's going to happen.
Ben Roethlisberger got Tommy on, came back and won 11 straight games or whatever, but a different sport, obviously. We might be only seeing him get better and better.
I hope so.
What if that continues to go? What about all these freezing cold takes from the baseball community that said, like, whoa, this guy ain't going to make it. He's not going to survive. Are you guys scared at all, or is this like a Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor situation where Floyd knew Connor wasn't going to be able to get into the deep end. Is that what you guys are thinking?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you can't deny his talent, obviously.
Okay. Most talented player of all time.
He could be, potentially.
Whoa, so I need to reword my shit then. He's the most talented baseball player of all time?
I mean, yeah, you can put, like, on one hand, I mean, he's pretty much the only guy you want to go into Babe Ruth who can, pitch, and he's still throwing 100 miles an hour starting. I mean, like, he's been dominant, but he hasn't pitched very many games. He has, he's got the injury history, like, and now he's really gonna have to put the team on his back. So, like, if he does ascend in the
what does that mean that Mike Trout got hurt last night? He'll be out for a bit. So now, for those of us that maybe we know baseball inside and out, and we have to potentially explain it to somebody who doesn't, like some of these people. What does that mean that Mike Trout is now out? Isn't it just pitcher versus batter versus pitcher, and he's the batter and he is the pitcher? Why does it matter with what Mike Trout is doing?
I mean, yeah, like, guys are still going to make mistakes, and he'll still hit the home runs because he's stronger than hell, obviously. I mean, he's unbelievable at the plate too, but, like, Trout kind of protects him a little bit. He's by far the best hitter in their lineup now, so, like, pitchers are going to start to, like, pitch around him a little bit. He's not going to see as many good pitches. I mean, we'll see. And
why is that? So for instance, with Trout in the lineup, everybody's scared to death of him. So Mike Trout doesn't see any clean pitches. Other people might, though. Why is that?
Just because, I mean, who's doing the damage in the lineup. Like, you can go right at some guys because you don't know, but, like, a guy like Trout, like, he's not going to see as many good pitches. Like, people are going to be okay walking him because if you do, like, kind of go after him and try to get him, like, I mean, shit, you see what Ohtani does. He hits it fucking 800 feet.
And you can't do that to, like, four guys.
Exactly.
You can't do that. You got to kind of, like, pick and choose who you can strategically go after. So Mike Trout being there was almost like another wide receiver that was taking away the coverage that they could potentially throw at him.
Bingo. Exactly.
Ohtani doesn't care. I mean, throw that thing, and paint whatever corner you want to paint.
But
he's coming out with a bigger brush.
I think, to your point, like, at some point you should he should just play either outfield or, like, he's DHing right now because pitching, if he's only throwing like 5 innings, like that, they're just burning him out. Like, he can't be dominant enough to make that big of an impact. If he's playing every single day hitting and playing in the outfield, like, he might hit 800 home runs.
Joining us now is a man who is considered the voice of baseball for a generation.
Yep.
Okay? This guy had quite a come up. I mean, on ESPN.
Big time.
I mean, very quickly. He came in with the hair. He came in with the knowledge. He was able to explain a sport that has lost its luster completely in a fashion that was insightful and entertaining. I enjoyed my conversations with him. I can't wait to chat with him about this whole thing because I've been entrenched in battle with the baseball community over Shohei Ohtani. Ladies and gentlemen, ESPN's Jet Pass. What up, Jet?
It is so good to be back and to hear those absolutely awful takes about Shohei Ohtani playing one position. What the hell are you talking about?
Who's he talking about?
He's got a 2.10 ERA pitching. He's leading baseball in home runs. Let him do both.
Let him play. Let him play.
That's fine.
Let him play.
Let him play.
Let him play.
Hey, when he needs Tommy John again and he fucking ruins it, come back and then be chanting, let him play.
Tommy John again. You can take this Tommy John and shove it where the sun don't shine. Yeah. Get out of here with that garbage.
Yeah. I think he was talking about, ass.
I think he was too.
Hey, Jet, can we talk about this? Because, I have played professionally. You've seen my thing on that one website that is legit.
Yeah, you were great.
But aside from that, growing up in Pittsburgh, that city is not just pumping out massive baseball fans, okay? Like, the Pittsburgh Pirates are not a team that is, in the city, everybody's, I want to be like that. It's not really, especially with the Penguins around and the Steelers around. It's just, there are fans of the Pirates, but you get it. So there's an unwritten rule thing I would like to talk to you about with Tony La Russa burying his own player or whatever. We will talk about that at some point, the unwritten rules. I don't really understand that. But I think the part that I'm confused by, and it feels like you might be on my side here, has anybody fucking done what this guy is doing right now? And why is it not being talked about as like the greatest thing to ever happen to baseball is this guy? Is it because their team stinks? And how does their team stink if the favorite for the MVP, Mike Trout, is on the team, and this guy is on the team? Why do they stink? How do they stink? And is this the greatest thing to ever happen to baseball? And will there be more, you think?
Okay, let's try and go bit by bit here. This has been done The last guy to do it was somebody named Babe Ruth. I think you've probably heard of him.
Yeah, we talk about
so it's been 100 years since we've seen somebody who's been as good on both sides of the baseball.
The next Babe Ruth.
And Pat, I was trying, I know this is a football audience mainly on this show, so I was trying to come up with the best possible comparison for what Shohei Ohtani's doing. And I think I got a good one, actually.
Okay.
Imagine you had a player who is Justin Herbert, except he can also rush on the defensive side of the ball like TJ Watt, or TJ Watt who can play quarterback like Justin Herbert. And the reason that I'm making those comparisons, the closest thing to a dominant pitcher to me is a quarterback. If you're a starting pitcher, you have control of the game. You have the ability to take over a game just like a quarterback does. And Shohei Ohtani, even though he hasn't been pitching deep into games, even though he hasn't been going, more than once a week on the mound, the fact is he's still out there. And when he's out there, he's got all the potential in the world, and he looks really good right now. That was Justin Herbert last year. When it comes to TJ Watt, I wanted to look at a guy who wasn't one-dimensional necessarily, but has power, has the ability to change the game with one hit, to come off the edge, to crush a quarterback, to cause a fumble, to zone blitz and drop back and make a pick. That's what Ohtani does. Yeah. His home runs, his power is not unparalleled in baseball, but it's right up there. So if you can imagine having a franchise-type quarterback who also plays defensive end, or a defensive end who's also an elite quarterback, that's what Ohtani's doing right now, and that's why it is so incredible and should be a bigger story than it is.
So he's the greatest baseball player of all time?
No. And here's why.
Two reasons.
Come on, Jet.
Jet, you just said he was. You literally just said he's the next Babe Ruth. Is the Bambino not the greatest player of all time? This is the next one. He's younger. He hits the ball further. He throws the ball faster.
He is, Pat. And the reason that Babe Ruth is the greatest of all time is because he did it for more than a month and a half.
Come on. Listen, I want to crown him. Okay, that's what
I know you want to crown him.
Now,
I'm not crowning him yet.
Is there any chance this lasts? Is there any chance this lasts? Because it feels like because there are boxing fans that listen to this show.
Yeah.
To make a boxing comparison, I had to think about this.
Oh, yeah.
It would be like what the baseball fans are saying to me. So when Conor McGregor signed up for boxing, against Floyd Mayweather, at that point, I was a massive Conor McGregor fan. Massive. I'm like, this dude is it. I mean, he cuts promos, he wins, he gets it, he understands the business. Like, he's Ric Flair in fighting. I mean, this guy is absolutely incredible. So if he was signing up to go box, I had faith. I'm like, all right, he's not putting himself out there to get beat. So I put a rather large bet on him to beat Floyd Mayweather in boxing. Just like what the baseball community has done to me here recently about this Shohei Ohtani, the boxing community came after me heavy. And they're basically like, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. Waste of your money. Send me that money instead of doing what you're doing right there. You're so dumb. He'll never be able to last. He'll never be able to last. And then like the first round comes out, he looks good. Second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round. I'm like, these motherfuckers don't know Conor. Conor's different. Seventh round, eighth round, ninth round, 10th. It's like, hey, these motherfuckers don't know Conor. He is different. And then all of a sudden, it happened. I mean, he was absolutely dead. And Floyd has been doing this his entire life. It was like, I don't know how Conor got to that level of fitness to make it that far. Nobody thought he was going to make it that far, but he was able to. And then Floyd just beat the hell out of him. It was like, okay, this is the game we're playing here. It feels like that's what baseball people are saying to me. It feels like that's what you just said to me as well. There's no chance he's going to be able to continue this long term?
No. I didn't say. I'm not saying that. It's hard. It is really hard. And the reason we know it's hard, Pat, is because there have been players who have had two-way talent like this before who have tried and just have not been able to do it. This is the closest the players come to being a genuine two-way player, like I said, in a century. And so it is a difficult thing to maintain, but I actually have faith that he's going to do it right now. I think it's taken a few years. Remember, the Shohei Ohtani story, we have to rewind a little bit, and it's incredible what he did. He had to play in Japan for like 4 more years and he could have come to the United States and been paid 200, 250, 300 million dollars. Instead, he said, I want to challenge myself at 23, go to the best league in the world, and I'm going to get paid $2.3 million for it. He took 1% of what he was worth for the opportunity to come here and try and do this. And it's taken a few years. It has taken a Tommy John surgery. But I think he's in that place right now where he is comfortable, he is fit, and he can actually do this and sustain it. And I don't know if it's going to be a 10-year thing, but sustain it for a few years and show the world what he can be. Sign me up.
Wrench, thank you.
Attaboy.
Let's get to some old timers talking baseball. Can we do that? Tony La Russa comes out. I appreciate your take on Ohtani, by the way. I will take it as if it's my thoughts, and that'll kind of be how I view it going forward.
Please do.
It's going to be hard, but he could do it. Now, let's talk about 3-0 pitches, position player pitching, throwing a 48-mile-an-hour meatball, and a rookie in the MLB goes ahead and says, oh, they keep track of stats, don't they? They keep track of how many home runs I'm going to have. I don't care if we're up 45-0. If somebody's going to throw me the lob from Rookie of the Year, I'm going to eat that thing. He takes it yard. How you doing? We hit a home run, 9th inning. It was over. The game's over, 3-0, not the pitcher. I think it's awesome. Go get it. That's what people are watching anyways. They're not watching for 48-mile-an-hour strikes, all right? So I think that's disrespectful to the fucking game if that was to happen. But now Tony La Russa, his manager comes out and said he made a mistake. There will be a consequence. He has to endure here within our family. The fact that he's a rookie and excited helps explain why. He was just clueless, and but now he's got a clue. Says, Tony, this comes after they pitch behind him in the next game to kind of the baseball send a warning. Trevor Bauer, Power Hour, comes out and says, if you don't like this happening, pitch better. Dear hitters, if you hit a 3-0 homer off me, I will not consider it a crime. Dear people who are still mad about a hitter hitting, kindly get out of the game. Can't believe we're still talking about 3-0 swings. If you don't like it, managers or pitchers, just be better. This is the highest paid pitcher in baseball, I believe, at this point. He has really been at the forefront of saying, like, hey, all these stigma, pitcher, overreaction, drama shit it's done. It's a thing of the past. Jet, your thoughts on this, and Tony La Russa feeling like he had to answer?
The most interesting part of Tony La Russa's comments to me, beyond calling his player clueless, which is something you generally don't do publicly, was after the game when he talked about sportsmanship and he talked about respecting the game. When I watch baseball, I see sportsmanship as trying your hardest at all times. And I see respecting the game as not bowing down to a 47-mile-per-hour pitch. I see sportsmanship like Tony La Russa is talking about it for 9-year-olds. If 9-year-olds don't want to run up the score on each other, that is A-okay.
Hey, good for you.
If big league players who are making millions of dollars want to go out and try and ply their craft in the most amazing way possible, let them do it. You want to talk about disrespecting the game, Pat? How about putting a guy, a big old thick boy catcher out there throwing 47 miles an hour? Your mean Mercedes is sitting there looking like the guy from Rookie of the Year who's just licking his lips at the ball floating in the air. Oh, yeah. Only he hit it 420 feet. And
you're saying a guy
to call your mean Mercedes, by the way, a rookie, I think technically he is. This is disrespectful to a guy who at 28 years old has been grinding his entire career for this moment.
I didn't know that.
Who may have he is an extraordinarily popular figure down in the Dominican Republic because he too is a thick boy who loves hitting tanks and running slow around the bases and just loving it. Look at that. Look at that body.
Yeah. Yeah, he's big. He was a absolute. By the way, makes it even better that he's just he is a tank, and that ball just comes floating in. It looked like a home run derby, BP, and he hit it exactly how. Yeah, it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome.
The one right there.
Yeah, Ty, what do you have?
Jet, do you see a lot, like any teams being really aggressive around the trade deadline this year? Because the Yankees have kind of stunk so far, and like I hope Ohtani continues to play well and everything, so the Yankees can offer him $500 million in a couple years. But like, is there any teams out there now that COVID's kind of done? They're like going to be really aggressive at the trade deadline.
I think the problem right now is there aren't any great teams in baseball. Like I thought the Dodgers were going to be that team, and they've had some injuries and they may need to go out and get help. There aren't any great teams right now. There aren't a whole lot of bad teams either.
How the Pirates? Pirates aren't bad?
I mean, the Pirates have been better than you thought they were going to be, right, Pat?
I have no idea. Were they? Are they? How are they?
I mean, they're not good.
Oh, shit. So they're the one. They're the one. They're the anomaly. They are the outlier. There's a lot in the middle of the range. There, you're saying there's no real hot yet.
And so trying to figure out which teams are going to sell. I think everyone wants to buy at this point. But we also have to remember playoffs aren't expanded this year, so there are only 5 teams from each league making it, and those playoff spots are going to be very hotly contested. And considering that, in all likelihood, the playoffs are going to expand in the future, this is the last year where you're going to have a small field to go through and fewer potential opponents to trip you up.
Hey, real quick, so you're trying to display your range there with the choice of you've changed your display a little bit. I want to let you know we do appreciate that. You go Wu-Tang, obviously, then Rage Against the Machine, then you got the Pink Floyd over there to the far right. You just want to let people you're down for whatever. Hey, I'm down for whatever. If it's good, it's good.
Listen, music is a beautiful thing, and whether it is instrumental, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly right there, or it's back in the 60s and 70s, Band of Gypsies, or it's some Radiohead Over My Shoulder. I pointed at the wrong one. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm just tripping all over.
Have you been on TV?
Now.
We haven't seen you on TV. Has he? We saw your.
In fact, Pat. Actually, this audience would be perfect. We're trying something new. We're doing a new show every day called Baseball Tonight Extra, where we're going to be talking. We talked about Mercedes yesterday. We're talking about Ohtani today.
Really? Where at?
It's going to be on the ESPN YouTube channel, so please check it out. It's good stuff.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jet. That's good news. I don't know if there's a lot of people that can go on the YouTube and talk about baseball and succeed, though. Like I think I think you're a guy that could.
Pat, if anyone can do it,
you're the guy, Jet. You're the guy. It is tough, dude. The sport is, and I think Trevor understands that. I think, buddy, just hit a bomb because that should have been hilarious. Like, everybody should have laughed about that. Like, come on. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that should have been funny as opposed to, like, that's not our game.
Here's the thing. It was until the 76-year-old Hardo went old school, and that was the concern when Tony La Russa got hired. Like, is he going to be able to relate to players today? Players today want to swing 3-0. Players today want to run slowly around the bases, pimp their home runs, take selfies, do whatever they can, bat flip. It doesn't matter. The game done changed, and you got to change with it or go away.
For the survival of the game, though, it's changing. Like it is a very new world. At the end of the day, I understand baseball is a sport, but we are in a content entertainment world. Everything is content. If you have the best content, people are going to watch it. Our content, for some reason, very below average, people watch it. We appreciate those people. But the NFL, the games are normally fucking good. That's why, like, everything is good. The content is seen by a lot of people. It's all content at the end of the day because you don't have the sport or the league without money. And I think drawing eyes to a sport that is losing them is nothing bad. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. But once again, I'm not a 76-year-old Tony La Russa. I'm not that guy.
Hey, speaking of content, before I go,
your doc was great.
You have been crushing it on SmackDown.
Oh, thanks, dude. That's been fun.
Oh,
yeah,
it's awesome.
Hey,
it's so cool to see you there. I'm like, my
Jet.
friend is on SmackDown, and he's the announcer. And I love it.
Yeah, my friend. We're friends.
You know what,
Jet? We're friends. We're friends.
We better be.
We're friends.
I hope so.
Jet passing, me, buds, pals.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. If we were in your town over there in Ohio, I think we would say, hey, you know what, Jet, why don't you come out and see us? Come to the house.
Jet do it.
We're friends.
I mean, would you?
Yeah.
Mostly because we'd probably be bored with like, at least to see you. You know, it'd be nice to meet you in person. Yeah, we're friends. You're right, Connor. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jet, who's going to win the World Series and why is it the Boston Red Sox?
The Los Angeles Dodgers, and because it's not.
Ooh.
Aristotle.
Very much what just happened. Jet, we appreciate you, man. That doc was awesome. It was 30 for 30, I believe, or whatever. What was it?
E60. It's okay, though.
Okay.
You can plug the other one.
But E60. Yours was awesome. It was really cool to watch. We watched it down in Tampa
Thanks.
as a team, man. Really well done. Can't thank you enough for what you're doing for baseball. Can't wait to watch the show. Baseball Tonight Extra on YouTube. Jet Passing talking about the baseball. Just like he just got done here. Ladies and gentlemen, Jet Pass.
Yeah!
He's awesome. I'm a big Jet Passing guy.
Yeah, you guys are friends now. Let's go.
We are friends.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I didn't know we were friends.
Yeah, your reaction was electric.
Well, I didn't know, I just didn't want to.
Taking it back.
Well, I just wanted to make sure, that
Just to clarify.
I mean, we just took that's like going, back in the day, if you put something on Facebook, it was like official. Right?
Big deal.
He just said that like publicly. It was like, all right, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Because, there's other people that potentially do it, and I'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
slow down.
What's going on here?
We aren't there yet, please.
Like if Orlovsky said that.
Bingo.
Be like, whoa, dang.
Dan and I are friends, actually. You and Dan are not. Yeah,
No,
you and Dan.
no, never will be.
I enjoy Dan a lot. Man, he just knows it, too.
Oh.
That division-winning football tweet yesterday. Some of the most Dan Orlovsky shit I've ever seen in my life.
It's almost like he did it because he knew you were going to call him to argue
love Dan,
about it.
dude.
Yep.
Dan, another guy, yeah. I like Dan a lot.
Yeah, he watches the tape. He knows, like you said, and that's why his Mac Jones take is, spot on.
I just got a text from somebody in the league telling me something I said was stupid yesterday. We'll talk about that on the other side. That should be fun. Also, your phone calls, 1-833-4-McAfee. We cannot wait to chat with you. This is the Pat McAfee Show, Wednesday, May 19th, 2021.
Yeah.
They want to play for the Yankees one day, the people I'm playing against. They want to play for the fucking Yankees.
Check out, like, in there, we put a little surprise in there for you.
Let's get iced, it feels like. I mean, let's start the day, I guess. It's great to be a member of the Washington Wild Things baseball team. We're number 1 in the league, right?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody else. When I take BP, will there be anybody telling me how to fuck the hit? No. It feels like the wind's blowing this way. Might have to attack that fence tonight, huh? Hey, you got it! Does the DJ play heaters like this all night? I started hitting 2 days ago.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I think I figured it out.
You'll probably only face 90 miles an hour tonight. You should be good.
Is that me in the game then? This is a good at bat. This is a good at bat. Oh shit! Oh shit! Give me it!
1-1 pitch.
Let's go!
Line drive right
Son of a
at
bitch!
the
That came down a lot faster than I thought, though. Let's be honest.
field. It's deep,
Go,
and it is off the wall.
Go, go.
Fielded out.
Excuse me! If you could all get off of my dick, we would be better off. Tell you what, would have been nice to take a nap earlier.
Another throw
Get back!
first.
You have to tell me when that's happening. You're making me look bad. Hey, Steven, fuck you. Hey, fuck you, Steven. Hey, nice pitch. 149. Does that feel good, Steven? Oh, wow. Wow.
And he tosses him the ball.
Wow. Back to being a player now. Making plays. Touchdown. What inning is it?
Top of the second.
Jesus. But it was finally my time to get in that box.
Number 1, the right fielder, the former punter from West Virginia, a former Indianapolis Colt, and a current Barstool Sports personality, Pat McAfee.
The anticipation is real.
Oh, fuck.
Hit out to
I'm in the hole? Son of a bitch. This is about to happen.
and that will bring up Pat McAfee once again.
First pitch from Reynaldo Lopez, swing and a miss by McAfee.
Hey. What was that? And the catcher goes, I had to give you one.
Looked off speed.
What was that? Then I look at the picture, and he's smiling. He's like laughing, like he's toying with me like I'm a child. It all comes down to this. My last at-bat. Hey, I'm gonna get on. You bring me home.
This is your life on the line, fucker.
Let me tell you something. You're going to take an L, okay? You're going to take one.
So I think that the close your eyes and swing method is perfect for you.
Oh, this is hardball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jesus. You have no prayer.
Now batting, number one, right fielder, Pat McAfee.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is the thing. Let's go!
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show. Wednesday, May 19th, 2021. This morning, Randy Moss was trending because a guy named, I feel bad even doing this to the guy. There's no way this dude knew what was going to happen to him. A guy who's employed by Pro Football Focus, who appears to be 15 years of age, made a take that was put into a quote photo with his face on it, stating that Tyreek Hill might be the best deep threat in the history of the NFL. They put his photo right beneath it. This is the company he works for, put this graphic together. Then a picture of Tyreek Hill next to it. Then they said thoughts in the tweet. So they basically said, how do you feel about Anthony Treach?
Have at him.
Yep. Have at him. We put the photo here. This is the guy.
Go get him.
This is him. And he is a college football analyst for Pro Football Focus. And we, by the way, maybe the biggest Pro Football Focus fan on earth.
Oh, yeah.
They were the ones that named me punter of the decade, obviously. They are the only place that watches every single play. They score them. Now, for some positions, a lot of positions, it would be difficult for them to know what the actual role is for each individual position. So their judgment of those positions could be flawed if they don't know what a corner's supposed to do. Maybe jam float off. They might say, well, it's a blown coverage or something like that, but they don't know what the defense is. So I can see how there is some, like, you don't know what I'm supposed to do. How can you score me on what I'm doing? Yeah. Right? But punting and kicking, pretty, right? I mean, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So they named me punter of the decade. So I would like PFF, who I think does add valuable things to the NFL. And I'm not only saying that strictly from the bias that I definitely have, because I would like them to survive. Because if they survive, guess what else survives? The punter of the decade. If they don't survive, and which Chris Collinsworth, great commentator, great broadcaster, but content companies, don't always. But if PFF survives, which I think they will, because I think they do have a real contribution to the football world, and I appreciate them for what they did for me, but also for a lot of the stats we get from shit, because they go through it's stuff that we would never either able to go through or would ever go through, just because of the amount of time it would. So I appreciate them a lot. Anthony Treach here, though. This fucking guy. I'm sure he was pumped to work for Pro Football Focus. Yeah. He was excited to be there. This morning, he gets quoted on a quote thing, and everybody says, Randy Moss doesn't exist. And then the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings even go, just a reminder, the Randy Moss 40-plus yard reception highlight reel is over 10 minutes long, okay? And they put that in there. And the internet was like, Tyreek Hill, most explosive guy, you can say, quickest guy, guy, fastest guy, do whatever you got to do. Randy probably would have wanted to race him back in the day because the story about Randy is there has never been a field he wasn't the fastest dude on. It actually got him a couple scholarships removed, I think. Allegedly, he went down to Florida State on a visit in jeans. Somebody said something to him. He said, I'm faster than every motherfucker on here in jeans. They line up, they race, he wins. He's not invited back. Allegedly. That is the story I had heard because obviously he's from West Virginia. I went to West Virginia University, so there's a lot of Randy Moss stories. Also, White Chocolate. Jay Will was his point guard. So there's just, I have the utmost respect for Randy Moss, especially because he has a punt return award named after him in college because he was a punt returner that was an absolute stud, just like Tyreek Hill, by the way. But whenever you say something like this, you're immediately, potentially, forgetting about there is dudes that have come before dudes. Randy Moss, there's a reason it's called getting Moss. There's a reason why whenever somebody's getting up there, there's people are saying Randy whenever somebody goes and gets, because that's what he did. That's what he was the greatest of all time at. Anthony Treesh, Tone Treesh here. He, whenever he said this, he didn't even think Randy Moss at all. Okay, he's thinking, oh, hilarious dude on ESPN. All right, he was good. Yeah, I get it. He's a Hall of Famer. But what we're seeing here with Tyreek, maybe best in history, and everybody's like, wait a fucking minute, kid that looks like he's 12 years old. All right, listen, I don't know why Pro Football Focus chose this photo to put it out for you and put your photo on there, but we need not use disrespect in Randy Moss. Randy had to feel pretty good this morning when he woke up. I assume he just caught a 17-inch bass out of his lake. I assume he could still go play in the NFL right now if he wanted to. Everybody knows that. But old Anthony Treesh did not know what he was signing up for, I think, when he woke up this morning.
No, he didn't. You saw a lot of, so you've only been watching football for 5 years. A lot of stuff like that and just kind of like attacking his credibility and whatnot. And then, people saying, well, here's about 10 guys who are right up there with, so, I mean, tough morning for him.
The thing I hate about it is it almost, and I think Dove said this as a tweet underneath it, and I synced it. I unfollowed Dove.
Of course.
Because Dove got a little Anthony Treesh.
Yeah, we had to.
I mean, got a little Anthony Treesh. And I'm like, Dove, you're one of the greatest information finders of information finding I have ever seen. We appreciate your, just kind of contributions to the sports world and what he did. Then all of a sudden he has all these opinions, and Aaron Rodgers is a scumbag. Dove Kleiman, Dove Kleiman's the smartest guy of all time. It's like, whoa, Dove.
What are you doing?
I like you. I like what you did, but I don't need this. See ya. Can't have it in my timeline. And he was popping up in my timeline a lot, right? Algorithm, because he was very impressive for what he was doing. And then all of a sudden, that means when he starts popping off a little bit, that starts showing up in my thing. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Who? Dove.
No thanks.
But anyways, Anthony Treesh, Dove, kind of similar things here. I don't know if Dove means everything he says or he was just trying to stir the pot a little bit with what he said, but I had to unfollow him and we won't have him on the show. But he was saying his tweet is exactly how I was feeling about it. Now everybody has to bury Tyreek Hill. It's like, no. Hey, Tyreek, unbelievable football player.
Yeah.
So that is what the internet does, though. Immediately upon somebody else being said they're good, well, we have to bury the other person then, or we have to bury that person. It's like, no. Tyreek is Tyreek, but Randy is Randy. And Anthony Treesh, I think, did kind of see the light eventually with the internet punking him for 20 to 30 minutes straight, every football account on Twitter basically attacking old 10 Treesh. Yeah. He came out and voted, would you rather have Randy or Tyreek? He took Randy Moss in a poll.
Yep.
Just 30 minutes later, Moss from FanDuel.
Pretty smart.
Give me Moss, he says.
Treesh.
Yeah, smart Treesh. And I would assume Treesh potentially said this in a conversation. I don't know how they got this quote, but PFF taking that quote and just putting it in there. Oh, here's what he looks like, by the way. Here's the guy.
They sent him out there to get massacred.
They did. They did. They did send him out there to get potential eaten out there. But Treesh, if I know anything about Treesh, and if he's an Ohio guy, which is where PFF is, he can take it. He'll take it. Anthony Treesh knows in his take game, you're going to take it on the chin. You just got to get yours more than you get got. Good luck out there, Treesh. But have a little respect for the fucking history of the game. Jesus. Hour 2 is on the other side of this 6-minute break. AJ Hawk will be joining us, I do believe. We'll talk to him about any updates on Aaron Rodgers, who landed in Hawaii.
Whoa.
People tracked his plane on the internet.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, people do that. It freaks me out every time they do it as well. But he's in Hawaii. What's he doing over there? Got a big TV appearance with Kenny Mayne on Monday night. We'll see how this whole thing pans out with AJ Hawk. We'll see in about 6 minutes on this beautiful Wednesday, May 19th. This is the Pat McAfee Show. a former Celebrity Jeopardy champion, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I've missed you guys.
We've missed you too, man. Where are you? Are you out in the woods somewhere right now? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in a log cabin out here.
Have you been doing this since the end of the season? How did the Jeopardy thing come? How'd you film it? How'd it go? And is that your first time you were kind of back in cell service?
Yeah, pretty much. I did some quarantine during the off season, early parts. Mrs. was filming up in Montreal, so I was, Quebec has some strict quarantine rules, so I was in quarantine for a few weeks, and then went out to LA and filmed the 2 weeks of Jeopardy, had a blast, and then back for some more quarantine, and now, the off season feels like it's just beginning now.
Okay, good. Well, congratulations on everything happening. Let's talk about the Jeopardy job. Did you watch the other hosts as well, what they were doing potentially that you would want to do differently? How did the whole film study go?
I haven't watched an episode since Alex. Okay. I didn't really want to be influenced at all by the other guest hosts.
Smart.
And how they did things. For me, it was taking a lot of notes and figuring out, exactly what Alex did and wanting to do him justice, his memory justice, by being as prepared as possible when I got on the show.
The hair, though, was there a thought potentially, Jeopardy, for you to cut it? Did anybody say, hey, maybe we cutting the hair? Was that conversation? Because I'll tell you, whenever I was going to have to go to court after the public intoxication, a lot of talk about me potentially cutting hair. Didn't do it. I would assume for you, potential same thing with Jeopardy, being Jeopardy and all that.
I thought about it. I also thought about shaving to a mustache to honor Alex, but my hair wasn't long enough that I couldn't do something with it. I felt like we had a nice little comb over going, and I just decided to go with kind of my usual, a little bit of some stubble going and not the neck beard. Sorry, Andrew Luck, but I decided to kind of clean that up a little bit. But there was conversation. I think there might have been some people that wanted me to shave to the skin. I don't do that a whole lot. If that was a prereq to get the full-time gig, no problem with it at all. No problem at all. And
whoa! Did you just campaign potentially for the full-time gig right there? You loved doing it, didn't you? You enjoyed the hell out of your time doing Jeopardy? Hold on, you lost service in the middle of the woods, wherever the hell you are, whether it's in Canada here or in America, on the films. You would love to do Jeopardy more, you say?
I would love to be the host of Jeopardy, yes.
I know you get it, dude.
Give it to him.
The guy wants it.
Come on.
He's good at everything. He'll shave his face.
Come on.
Thanks, buddy. Miss you guys. Love you guys.
Hey, miss you, love you, man.
Love you
Aaron
too.
Rodgers. Okay, here we go. Boy. Huh? Say hello to NyQuil and Ambien. Night, 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 night. Go to sleep, go to sleep. Good night. Woo! Woo! Straight to the face. That's all she wants. Thank you, ref. Thank you, pal. Thank you, fans. Power right in the kiss him. All right, here we go. Woo!
I introduce you to one of the craziest things I've ever seen today. Look at this shit. This fucking Jeep is backwards in a fucking Taco Bell drive-thru. I was driving past this and I had to fucking stop and take a video of this guy. He is literally backwards in a drive-thru because his driver's seat's on the opposite side. Unfortunately, he did deny an interview post-drive-thru. I wonder why.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 2 of this beautiful Wednesday, May 19th, 2021. We'll begin immediately following this beat drop from a guy named Twine. What's up? Hour 2, joining us, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion from the Ohio State, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hall. AJ, I did something for you, dude.
What's that?
I booked Corey Graves on the show. He'll be in 22 minutes. You get a chance to talk to him.
Good. I'd love to talk to him and figure out how he pieced together putting some commentary in during that zombie match. That thing, he deserves a sports Emmy for that. We should put that in. Send it in for your consideration, right?
I'm not 100% sure if the sports Emmys deal with that or the actual Emmys deal with that.
True.
That might be
right.
live event of the
maybe
year.
Both.
Mm-hmm. Should be both, I think, because it's live action. I don't think he knew what the fuck was going on, so he's calling something kind of blind while making something, what's that thing?
He's at least getting an ESPY from Russell Wilson.
I would hope so.
Oh, yeah.
I would hope so.
That's the pinnacle.
He was at the Penguins game last night, though. He also a diehard Penguins fan. So he was in the building, getting a chance to chat with him about that, all things happening in his world and what's going on in his life. He is hysterical. And he's also the coolest looking dude of all time. Look, can we put up that graphic? Look at this photo. Now, Jet, it kind of sucks for Jet passing that he had to be right next to this guy. Look at this photo of this fucking guy. Look at that dude. That's out of a movie.
Jeez. Yeah, he looks like a movie poster.
He deserves an Oscar for just how he looks every day in his life.
He should play a vampire in a movie for sure.
What does that mean?
Whoa.
He's got that look. He's like, vampires are always super cool, kind of mysterious looking.
Hey, what was that movie? It had a wolf and shit, that Taylor guy.
Twilight.
Yeah. That thing took over when I was in high school. I never watched it, but I was always confused about how the ladies wanted to fuck a wolf.
He hasn't been in much recently since then.
Well, he is about to be in Kevin James's Sean Payton movie on Netflix.
Schneider. Playing Drew Brees?
I think he'll probably be playing an opposing coach or maybe a father of a child. This is documenting the season where he went and coached his kid to a football championship, right? When he was suspended from Deflategate.
He's part of the Sandler crew now.
I think Rob Schneider's Drew
Kevin
Brees.
James is?
No,
Kevin James has always been part of the Sandler crew. Taylor Lautner is now the new blood of the Sandler crew, if you will.
Did he really?
Yeah.
The next gen.
Ridiculous 6.
Congratulations. He's going to be...
Played a very good role.
It means you get 100 movies. Sandler only does numbers. Congrats to Taylor Lautner.
That movie's going to suck.
Whoa.
Shut up.
What the hell was that?
I mean, you know it.
Who's making it? Happy Madison?
Sandman's not in it. Sandman's not in this one. You can't just
they use all of his brain
back on
power
that.
playing pickup basketball and running this Deflategate Sean Payton Netflix documentary situation.
I love the Sandman.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Shut it.
But even the Sandman's looking at this thing and saying, man, that's going to be a steaming pile of shit. I'll just hey, fuck, I'll give him a couple bucks.
No.
Kevin James can have fun doing it.
Hey, Rob, why don't you
let's
handle this
bring
one?
in Rob Schneider. He probably needs a job.
Is that why he was wearing a polo while playing pickup the other day?
Could have been hell of a fit. Because he's got no worries.
It's a good, what do you call it, sweat catcher for him. That's why he wears it.
Sweat catcher.
The polo?
Mm-hmm.
It's a sweat catch.
Yep.
I like that. So it's a sweat polo?
Yeah.
Did you ever do any sports in a polo? This is why you know this thing?
Well, I think a lot of soccer players did back in the day.
Oh yeah, that was the soccer
Much different
kit,
material.
but it wasn't like the polo material.
100% cotton.
Yeah, it wasn't. Anyways, that movie's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, let's assume Sandler gets his way into that movie, and none of us will know it and surprise us.
He might be the water boy. For imagine if he comes over.
Easter egg.
H2O.
Sean Bobby Boucher. Bobby Boucher didn't die or anything? He can come back, right?
No, he's thriving. Actually, I think he was set to live forever. Maybe Bobby Boucher should become a player coach. You know, that should be the next one. Get another little Bobby out there, a little water boy. He's the coach. You know, maybe think about it. Sandman will think of a good idea. I have got nothing but faith. AJ, there's a couple things. Yeah, exactly. There's a couple things happening in the NFL world that I'm excited to get your opinion on. John Lynch comes out and says he has always been very upfront with Jimmy G through this whole thing. He also went into the interview and kind of talked about the entire relationship. John Lynch, who's the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, the same man that traded for Jimmy G out of New England while New England was potentially imploding on top of itself because Tom Brady and Jimmy G were in there. Jimmy G gets traded over to the Niners. Kyle Shanahan teaches him the offense a few weeks. He comes in. Their team stunk. They won all the games. A lot of promise going into the next season because the team was incredibly talented. Now they have a quarterback. He gets hurt like week 3 or something like that. They stink. He comes back. They go to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. We're living. John Lynch is happy. High life when he's playing. We're winning. When he was out there one season, we're not. Last season comes in after the Super Bowl, gets hurt. They stink again. John Lynch said, I had to tell Jimmy, like the issue here is when you're not on the field, we stink. Okay, when you're on the field, we're good. You'll have a chance to compete for this job. You could be the long-term guy, by the way, John Lynch told Jimmy allegedly via this entire conversation. But he promised him, like, we're going to keep you on the team, even though everybody's saying you're traded, you're owed $21 million or something like that. This is a very cool thing to see, though, because this is one of those situations that could get very ugly, very quick, very public. And instead, it feels like John and Jimmy have had a pretty good way of handling the whole thing.
Well, John Lynch, I think even if Jimmy doesn't agree with their decision and what they're doing and where the team is moving, like he has to respect the fact if he truly is this upfront with them and lets them know. And we know Kyle Shanahan even said in his press conference, like, hey, we told Jimmy it's his health. That's the biggest issue, not really his play. So if he can stay healthy, he has a chance. But John Lynch, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. He gets it. So you'd understand it's probably one of the harder things to do with the job, I would imagine, when you're the GM and you have to make these tough decisions.
It's a tough one. It gets me,
I think
too.
I might have a stroke.
No, don't let it get you.
Okay.
That one will get me, too. There's been a lot of words that have been getting me lately.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Just go ahead.
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, but I'm just saying, John Lynch gets it. And so I'm sure coaches he respected were upfront with him. Even if you disagree, I'm sure you come across guys like that, right?
Well, that's what I was about to say.
I don't like this person. I don't agree, but I respect the fact of how they're coming at me.
And they're always consistent, right? Like I think that is something you hear every player talk about, no matter what the coach is, because there's a lot of different ways to win. There's a lot of different ways to do a lot of things. You can be a full asshole and we have no fun, and that's a way to motivate and drive your players, and you feel like that's the best. And it's not necessarily the most fun to be in that locker room, but if it gets results, it gets results. Then there's the, we're having fun, that type of coach. There's always different ways to do it. But if you ask any player what they like about a coach, there's always be the same person. Always be consistent. Always tell me the truth. And I assume when John Lynch was given this job, he was like, this is what I'm going to be. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be consistent. I'm always going to tell the truth. And I assume whenever you're making that decision before getting the actual job in those positions that you just talked about and those decisions you have to make, I assume the plan sounds good. But then when you get in there, it's like, man, this guy's whole dream is about to get fucking killed. I can't. We think you stink. No, can't say that. We got a better player. Oh, I can't. Oh, it's a numbers thing. It's a numbers thing. We are so sorry. We'll bring you back. We'll keep you in the fold. It sounds like John Lynch has been able to keep his word, basically, of this is what I want to do. I'd like to be upfront. I'd like to be consistent. And I think that's why you're seeing results out there. Now, COVID beat them last year. They got kicked out of their city, and their quarterback got hurt, and they had other injuries. That's another, yet again, they're primed to almost do what they did a couple years ago, which was come out of nowhere with a very fucking good team.
You would think in Jimmy G, if he is there and he does start the season with a healthy Bosa, George Kittle, not banged up. I mean, they have plenty of talent on that team, so they could be somebody that's pretty scary to look at.
And Trey Lance.
Look out.
Yeah. Jeez.
Look out.
Hey, he could be really good.
Yes, he could. I mean, he definitely has the tools to be. Can he be that good that early? Can he come in like Justin Herbert early on and do that?
They lost a bunch of games, though, because I don't know. They couldn't manage a game at all. But the Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, we just talked glowingly about both of them, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody thinks very highly of both of them, right?
Yeah.
Their football brains and everything.
Okay, where are we going?
Well, they felt so fucking good about this guy. They traded, 2 first-rounders or whatever to get all the way up there. They were like, we got to go get this guy. Nobody's going to get there.
Do you think they had Trey Lance in mind? When they made the trade, do you think that Trey Lance was the guy?
Shanahan has come out and said it was. Now, that actually, he would obviously say that. It's like
I would too. And he may have been. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying I wonder how all in they were. Like if they were 100% sure, hey, this is why we're doing this, to go get this guy.
Yeah, because if you listen to a couple of his lead-up quotes, Kyle Shanahan said, we had 3 guys we knew were good. So if we got to 3, we were good. Then we found out there was 5. And that kind of, went into the thing. So it's like, okay, we were trying to read that whole thing. And then post-drafting Trey Lance, right, which to your point, they said when we traded up and everybody thought we were going to get Mac Jones or whatever, we didn't have that in mind at all. The entire time we were with Trey Lance, which is good, by the way, an organization supporting the player they just brought in there, unlike fucking Tony La Russa telling his rookie he's clueless after hitting a bomb whenever it was 3-0 in the count late in the game they were going to win. That's why baseball's stupid, Ty. Shohei Ohtani, best player of all time. Unwritten rules still exist. Somebody needs to erase the unwritten rules from the unwritten rule book.
I'm right there with you.
There's just
baseball.
There's no need to be hiring a 76-year-old manager.
Tony La Russa
for one of the best teams in baseball.
When he said it.
One of his best pitchers
driving
came
Miss
out and
Daisy.
said, Tony's wrong.
Trevor Bauer, Power Hour, representing Young Baseball, said Tony's wrong. We want to do this type of stuff. If you're going to hit a homer on a 48-mile-an-hour pitch, you do what you got to do out there. The Hammer Down Boys, by the way, riding a heater still. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
You guys have been watching a lot of baseball. Feels like you guys have become bigger baseball fans than you maybe were before baseball season because you're making a lot of money off of baseball.
Yeah. Baseball is awesome this year, though. Last year was Mickey Mouse. It stunk. This year, it's awesome.
Okay, let's go with...
what changed?
Baseball, they're making money. They're fucking raking in money. That's the only difference, is that every night they're raking in money. That is...
No, 60-game season last year.
Yeah,
was
the
Mickey
season
Mouse.
last year was just Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, and you guys lost all your bets last year. This year, they are winning every night. They are winning. What did you do last night, Diggs?
3-0.
3-0 in baseball? Mm-hmm. And what did you do, Gump?
4-0.
And that's why baseball is better. Okay, nothing changed except for their FanDuel accounts. That is
it's not better to watch now compared to last year.
It's much better to watch for these guys and everybody else that's betting alongside them that watch Hammer Down at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I ride with them, by the way. I actually have somebody, if I can't watch a show, text me every pick they made, and I just put them in there. I can't watch the games though. These guys are watching the games because it has to information for future bets. Fucking baseball is awesome this year. It's like, yeah,
it has been.
You guys are going 9-0 every night on it. I would assume it's a beautiful thing. And by the way, you can join them whenever you watch at 4 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/Hammer Don. That's DAHN.
Repercussions from yesterday's events.
Yeah. There's a reason we're wearing these hats.
Fucking new sheriffs in town, okay?
You guys aren't letting it just get reckless in the show
No,
anymore?
we're going to weigh some heavy fines.
It's about time.
There was a brawl in the studio yesterday. Did you hear about this? A full fight broke out because I heard Fox.
A little bit, but was it real?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I don't see any black eyes or anything.
There's a broken pot. His back is bruised. His kidney and spleen, I think, were
body shots only in the office. We have a rule. Body shots only.
Yeah, you can't be punching each other in the face.
Yeah.
We're on camera every day.
Lost a tooth.
That's good. Hey, grab your neck brace then. Does somebody probably need it, I'm guessing?
No headshots. There's nothing in there.
Maybe a back brace.
My neck is sore.
The cactus needs it, though.
Yeah, hey, Hawk, you better watch it next time you come around here, too.
Whoa. Hey, Nick's handing out ass beatings, dude. Yeah. He's handing them out.
They're not fun.
Nick, you're right. I am very scared.
Speaking of ass beatings, the internet...
I don't want to fight anybody. Trust me.
Me neither. The internet did its thing. I actually yelled at them for not having a socially distant conflict immediately afterwards.
At least put your mask on to fight, right?
Well, there's different rules, I guess, depending upon who's how deep into, who.
We all got the ouchie, dude. It's fine.
It depends on who's allowed to do what, But I want to let them know. I want to let you guys know. Just like Mayor Hogsett here of Indianapolis, we will be the last place on earth to put the socially distant rules to the past in this office.
That's right.
Because people will not talk about this because we are just sports stooges. We had a couple COVID cases in the office during the quarantine. And since we are so socially distant and actually had real rules in here, We were able to confine it without sending anybody. We didn't miss a day.
Nope.
They went home. They kept their COVID that they got elsewhere. They come back afterwards. Nobody else had it. We were getting tested every week. I mean, boys, I'm proud of it. But at the end of this thing, just because Evan Fox decides to ruin the Penguins, it's not time to just go spit COVID all over each other. You hear me?
Hey, I didn't come in here looking for a fight. My plant got destroyed, and I had to come in and defend my plant.
Good teammate.
Nick did it.
Good teammate. You're like Aston Reese. Good teammate.
That's
he knew
right.
he was going to get his ass beat last night, and he went in there and grabbed a collar or two.
Connor got to experience what the South Side was like.
Yeah, bingo. Out of nowhere. Bent over, ass beat. That's literally what happened.
Survived.
Let's talk about another ass beating that happened. The internet did that to a guy named Anthony this morning over there in Ohio. I don't know if you saw this, AJ. This kid did not deserve how this whole thing set up. If they would have just put the quotes and then just his name, I think people would have been like, Anthony, come on, dude. And it would have been the fact that they put the picture and said, hey, this kid said this. The internet was like, ain't that some shit?
Not today.
This younger generation looks like they're in their teens. Anthony Triche just started watching football, has no idea what Randy Moss was able to do. The Minnesota Vikings, while the internet's cooking on Tone Triche. The Minnesota Vikings go, just a reminder for those who forgot who might have the name Anthony fucking Triche. The 40-plus yard reception highlight reel for Randy Moss, 10 minutes long. This thing is a never-ending one, Anthony Triche. The internet turned on Triche, and I want to let him know we don't like the way PFF did kind of get you thrown into the buzzsaw here.
300 the bus.
But I do respect what PFF does, bring to the football world. So I'm kind of torn on this whole thing. Tone's probably got a long 24 hours if I had to guess.
Tone, this is a dream for Tone. It puts him out there on the map. What do you mean? Don't you want to say things that get picked up? That's exactly what he's.
I don't know. Yeah, the whole internet.
Nobody wants
dumb.
to take it on the shins all day.
I mean, some people might. Maybe now people will come back to try to call him a stooge, and he's going to start dropping real insight.
Well, Tone did flip his stance. FanDuel asked, would you, because FanDuel got involved.
Yeah.
FanDuel got involved. Would you rather have everybody, the entire sports internet got involved on this thing? Because Randy Moss, beloved by everybody, I think. Fans, players, coaches, Joe Buck, everybody loves Randy Moss. So whenever he kind of gets left out of a conversation that he is the guy of, immediately it's going to get after. I think this was a one-sided affair. FanDuel goes, who are you taking in a prime? Randy Moss or Tyreek Hill? Anthony goes, and I like this, Moss, dude. What are we even talking about? I like what Tone did, a little bit of an answer, but goddamn, PFF sent him out there. PFF grabbed him like that baseball last night that catcher had. And floated that thing 48 miles an hour. And Ohtani was the internet sitting in the and although old buddy who's a rookie took that thing 428 or whatever, the internet Ohtani'd that thing and it won 670, 700 yards. Yeah, yards, 2,100 feet. 21,000 feet, I'm so sorry. That's how far I went.
Wow, look at you.
What's that, dude?
Read this tweet.
Had the pleasure of meeting Pat and guys at the Fantasy Factory pre-COVID. One of the nicest guys I've ever met, but I stand by the take.
Tony Triche.
All right, Tony.
T squared.
Still taking Moss.
But he doesn't stand by it. Which take?
So you didn't know? You didn't know he came into the Fantasy Factory and hung out?
PFF brought some, they came to Indianapolis for the Combine. They brought us some swag. Very nice of them. Mike, the guy who was on The Bachelor, we had known him out here. He worked with us for a couple weeks, and then he went back to Ohio. He's a very smart guy, very handsome guy. He stopped by. I do not remember meeting Tone Triche.
Tone Triche, right?
That's on me, Tone.
He's probably. I mean, he was definitely here. There were like 6 guys from PFF that were here.
Very nice, those guys.
I mean, you said you're one of the nicest guys he's ever met, so that's good for you.
It's not. It's what
you don't even remember meeting him, but you were very nice to him.
Yeah, AJ, that's what are you? You just punch people in the mouth every time you meet them?
Get over here.
I'm saying with the way you've been speaking of him, I could see you being very rude to this kid.
I feel like I've defended
Gone to
Tone.
bat for Tone
I feel like
Triche.
I've defended
So
him.
have I. I said he did his job. He's out there. We're talking about it. He absolutely did his job.
AJ, you meet new people and you go, get the fuck out. What do you do? What do you do? How does that?
No.
Wait, it's good for...
No, I try to be very nice to everybody. But I'm just bullshit. I don't remember meeting this kid, and he says you were awesome.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I do remember. I shook his hand right over here.
Right out there.
Said that
from the b-ball court.
It was outside. He said he met you outside.
No.
But inside.
In the Fantasy Factory.
Yeah, shout out Rob.
They gave us hoodies, dude.
Come on.
They did give us
fan hats.
Yeah.
Cut the sleeves off immediately upon getting it. Let's go to a break, AJ. Figure it out in the middle of this thing, will you? Jesus.
Come on, AJ.
Did you ever meet Trish?
I do not believe I have met Trish.
AJ would have spit on him.
Probably.
Hey, you
Never
two got
spun.
that Ohio jaw, though. You got that Ohio. Trish is probably eaten a punch before fighting. Just eating it, by the way.
Looks like he's flexing, maybe.
No, I think that we did go to his Twitter account.
It is a defined jawline.
Yeah, he does have a very great jawline. I mean, he looks like he's 13, 14 years old. He changed his photo, I guess. It says Zito. The internet's already getting him. This is what I'm talking about.
All pub is good pub, right?
No, he changed his photo because of his. I assume the internet was very rude. But when I say 21,000 feet, that's what the internet has.
You mean it.
I mean that. Especially with Randy, like a character like Randy Moss. I mean, everybody loves him. So that means everybody is going to have to, you fucking idiot. And he works for PFF, which people already have like a. I mean, this was a sprinkle a little, big L on top. What the fuck do you got? I mean, you're talking about like a real situation here. Let's get to a break. This is the Pat McAfee Show, Wednesday, May 19th. AJ Hawk is on the other side. We'll answer some phone calls, talk about Carson Wentz and Frank Reich, and a lot of other shit going on in the sports world. Can't thank you enough for listening and watching wherever the hell you may be. We'll see you in 4. He walks all the way up. Sleep! This is not the one that I saw.
Oh, good.
Oh, my God. Can we go back to the beginning, please? Listen, go back to the beginning. This guy, pause. That guy was sitting one section over in this blue polo shirt wearing son of a bitch who's here with his friend, by the way, right here. They're just having a good old day at the ballpark. Old buddy in the glasses back here. Oh, this has been fun. Look at this guy up here with the wife is maybe the wife and the guy up there. They're kind of intrigued to see what's going on. Padres guy said, hey, listen, I've been locked in my fucking house for 13 months. I'm going to come to a ball game and you're going to say dumb shit? I don't think so, pal. He walks over, 45 yards, casually, eyes ready to go, not fists ready to go, though. Just outside, no, calm. What you got a fucking problem, pal? People smiling down here. They know something's about to happen. We got a camera out. We would like to see the alternate angle from this particular person. But what a moment here. We beat COVID. We are back. Old buddy here needs to watch out for right hooks. Bow! Buckled. What, bitch? He said. What? And then he gets tackled by everybody else, backpedals. Everybody watches this happen. What a Jeez. What? He says. What, dude? What? Damn. Oh, my. What was said by who? Hey, as we get back into society, let's remember, people will punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
What's the most beer you did in one night you think of one of those shows?
Well, I never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, just for myself, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on. You don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them. Nice. But I'm telling you, Pat, when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you were pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. Like, when did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused. They'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
Every day is game day for these guys. It's showtime on the Pat McAfee Show.
This wasn't. Here it is. It's what I wanted to start with.
Coming live from the Heartland, USA. Where dreams go to die and your friends get sent away. Working to survive 9 to 5 every day. Spend your paycheck up at Walmart and Chick-fil-A. Pull up in the baby wing.
What's that?
Is this King Cots?
Kidding me? Shut up, dude. I don't even know if we're allowed to say King Cots' name and give us a strike.
Yeah, he will.
Don't do it.
Baby girl and calm down. Who that? Country boy with the flow. That's me. That's me. My rock cowboy boots and Supreme. Might put a lift kit on my Jeep. Might buy me a can of winter.
Dabo with the drip. Welcome back. AJ, how you doing, dude?
Good. That's a good song. Who is it?
It's David Morris, Wavy Davy, DY. Have a little respect, please. Been in the game a long time. Absolute flow. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. He went to WVU at the same time I did. We attended plenty of party together, and normally it ended with him on a microphone in front of everybody, just fucking going to town. That was when he was DY.
Okay.
Then he became David, Wavy Davy, David Morse. He can do all genres, dude.
Go up there and freestyle.
You ever have a rap battle with him?
No. Dave, listen, you don't get into a rap battle with Wavy Davy.
Professional, dude.
I wouldn't.
Definitely.
Me neither. Corey Graves is going to join us here at some point. He is currently recording his podcast After the Bell. So he said he'll text me whenever that thing's over. Let's hope it's soon because I know this conversation is going to be a good one because the Pittsburgh Penguins are all the way back. You watch that game last night, AJ?
I saw a real little bit of it. I was hoping for a 4-0 victory.
4-0 victory. We did lose our money, but we got $25 back if you did try to guess the score. So I ended up losing $50 on that because I bet 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. I ended up 2-1. Got $25 back in site credit from FanDuel. I bet a lot more than that, but so I technically did lose a bunch more. But it was one of those things where I thought I was going to hit for big, and I knew that guy Tristan Jarry was going to come back and play big. You didn't watch the NBA game or the NHL games last night. What'd you have? Axel had a concert.
No, my little two actually had their first little t-ball practice, and then we had soccer and then a baseball game, everything.
So parents just don't watch anything? Like what happens?
I mean, you do. Just I watch it later, I guess.
So you got to DVR everything, huh?
I mean, I don't, but yeah.
It's like Coach JB. I ain't got no fucking time to watch shows.
I'm work.
True.
Mm-hmm. Parents, though.
I got time.
CFO Phil, they're doing a drop-off party. They got
just nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
It is a never-ending thing. I'm like,
musical cars.
I just got done boxing a guy. I'm gonna sit down and watch these Penguins, dude. What do you?
And as soon as I get done with the show every day, my daughter every day she loves basketball. I have to play knockout, multiple games of knockout with her and my other son. So
you're getting fit out there. Get a little fitness in with the kids, huh?
Breaking down for sure. Absolutely.
You got to play 60, dude. Fucking plays. Yeah. Do you remember that big gamut they won?
Oh yeah, I did plenty of things. I did multiple play 60 things.
Oh yeah, me too. And I was like, I mean, it looks like you either got it or you don't, kids. Right? Hey, you do.
They just want to be active, didn't they? Were they just encouraging people to be active?
I did one with. It was a Play 60 campaign alongside some other company, and they had child actors in this thing I shot.
Monsanto?
20 of them, I think. No, what is that? That was something that was just trending, though. What was that?
You're the one that, the GMO seeds.
Oh, Percy Shyster.
Okay.
Oh, Percy.
Percy, my guy. Yeah. Percy versus Goliath, by the way. Have you seen it?
Not yet, but I saw it is on like you can access it very easily now. They're giving it a little bit of a push.
Now, what is it, What the company?
Monsanto.
Yeah, but there's another Mon something that was trending. Another MONCATO, I think I seen it on the internet for something. It might have been terrible too, by the way. But that fucking seed company, what they were doing. Okay, so they created weed. What's that? The shit. It's from
like
Iowa.
weed killer.
Well, yeah, whatever it is. The famous
Roundup.
Stuff.
Yeah,
Roundup.
Roundup.
They created Roundup, which
Good
is
stuff.
a weapon for farmers. Let's get rid of the weeds. We just spray this in there, and then all of a sudden, all the plants, the corn and everything, and the beans, they would spray it. It killed the crop. Because it just killed the weed and the crop. It killed anything that was living. So then they were like, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry, we got you. Here's seeds you can plant that survive our fucking pesticide-filled killing thing. You got to use ours. If you want, you got to pay a license to use our seeds. We created this, and that's GMOs and everything like that. Percy said, I ain't doing it. Okay, I take the weeds out by my goddamn hands. I ain't spraying. I don't need you to do any of this stuff. But anyways, I was getting to something there. And the fact that I forgot about Percy Scheiser already, I'm bummed. But that's because the fucking playoffs are awesome. NHL playoffs are awesome. This NBA play-in game is kind of Mickey
I want to see
Mouse.
the game tonight. That tips off at 10:15. I want to see that.
Yeah, we'll watch it probably tomorrow morning. Maybe see the highlights or whatever. I'll have it on, so I'll give them a rating or whatever. And it's kind of fascinating right now. FanDuel has something called points and assists. Basically, put the two together. Quick math. Curry's over/under is at 42.5. James is at 34.5. The quick stat that Dirty Gertie put together. Curry has won. What is that? Curry has won 22 of 38 meetings. James averages 30.4 points per game versus Curry's team. This is a big game tonight. This is what Adam Silver was hoping for. I assume he was hoping Zion would be in one of the games. Then LeBron and Steph potentially playing in the games. The Pelicans couldn't make it to the goddamn play-in game or the playoffs. They will next year, hopefully. They got a guy who's, once in a generation or whatever. But the 10-15 start, interesting. Good for them, bad for us over here on the East Coast, which we are very biased. But also, if LeBron loses tonight, he plays again on Friday for another play-in game, which Nick Moraldo believes is Mickey Mouse. Okay,
Yeah, I thought play-in games or play-in game.
Well, it depends who you are. If you're in this game, if you're ranked 7th or 8th in the conference, you play against each other. You win, you're in. Then the 9 and 10 are playing against each other to play against the loser of the 7-8. Winner of that game gets a spot as well. So they wanted 4 teams to be a part of this thing so they could have a little mini tournament, I believe. And they were hoping, I assume, Zion would have been able to make it in there. Last year, the bubble was completely redesigned, recalculated so they could get Zion in the bubble. Like, that is just something that happened. I assume they were trying to do this again. I don't mind it, but the people who hate LeBron are like, of course, he loses tonight, then Friday they'll give him the game, he'll be in. But if we're thinking about this from an NBA business plan, which we have to think because that's how the NBA operates, LeBron, in those big-time games, it does seem like he comes to life. It does seem like the game, the way it's officiated is heightened. Everything, playoff basketball is a little bit different. When LeBron's involved, everybody's going to speculate on everything. If the NBA really wanted to, you get LeBron tonight and Friday in big pivotal games that he needs. And then also, if he wins on Friday, which everybody assumes if he loses tonight, you also got him through all the series. This is, to Foxy's quote, this is the most possible games of LeBron with LeBron still winning another championship. That might be the best outcome if we're to book this thing as if it's sports entertainment. That's kind of what everybody would hope for.
Yeah, ideally for the NBA tonight, the Pelicans should have got in and not the Spurs. So it would have been Ja and Zion tonight, and then Curry and LeBron, and then either Ja and Zion versus Curry or LeBron on Friday.
Which would have been massive. But Steph on Friday, same thing, I guess. Yeah. But LeBron on Friday, this could be the last time we see LeBron, blah, blah, blah. I could see how they could hype that up. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm betting the over on both of those guys, though.
Don't you think that most likely Golden State wins tonight and then the Lakers win Friday and they're both in?
I think they're both going to be in. Is what we're saying. But when I heard, to be fair, when I heard play-in game, I also was like, oh, LeBron has to win and he's in. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to win then. That's what LeBron's going to do. Just like Russell Westbrook. He's going to win and he's going to be in. That did not happen. He did not play like that. And LeBron can lose this game, actually, and then turn it on for another game. And everybody, Chris Bosh was on First Take yesterday, and He wasn't allowed to speak for 8 minutes of when it began because Stephen A. and Max had some inside thing going with Bosch where I think Bosch and friends of LeBron are like a lot of bashing of LeBron, not a lot of talking about everything else. It's just like Tom Brady, by the way. Once you get to a point, and Aaron, and I think this has happened to Aaron, and even though Aaron did not enjoy the ride of compliments, I think, but once you get to a point where you're like, everybody understands you're great, it's not going to be talked about. Like, it's not going to be talked about like, hey, this is what LeBron does every single night.
The expectations are sky high already.
Yes, and if 17 straight years of at least 25 points per game for LeBron is insane. And it wasn't really talked about until LeBron was like, can we fucking at least maybe acknowledge this just for a second? Like, because it wasn't even going to be talked about because it's like, yeah, it's LeBron. He's supposed to do that. It's like, oh, nobody else has been able to do it. So it should be, it kind of happened. So Stephen A. and Max had to kind of cover their bases and say, we're sorry. And at the bottom, it actually said, LeBron James is a good father, a good leader, a good mentor. They did this whole thing.
Great philanthropist.
By the way, Bosch, good friend. If Bosch said, I'll come on if you point out a lot of stuff. So Bosch was just chilling there. And then the interview got really good. Bosch is very well spoken, and he was talking about how, the big three down in Miami, they were able to play all year together and kind of find and they lost to the Spurs, I believe. And then they were able to play together. This LeBron and Anthony Davis, they played together, been a little hurt, but he thinks it's going to affect the Brooklyn Nets pretty bad. So, like, is LeBron going to win another one here? Like, is this going to go strictly because
what's going to affect
kind of happened with Clippers last year?
The Nets?
Well, the Clippers happened because Paul George was out and then Kawhi was out, and then there was they never really got a chance to get in there. Although the bubble was a different animal, and this is traveling and everything. The Nets, though, Kyrie, James, and Kevin Durant, they've only played I think like 7 games all season. Like all game together. So everybody's like, oh, they'll be able to turn it on, which I am one of those people. I just want to let everybody know, like, James Harden with the ball, he's going to figure it out. Okay, Kyrie with the ball, he's still, even if he's not even thinking about basketball, he's still going to be able to do whatever he wants. And Kevin Durant is the most certified bucket maybe in the history of the game or whatever. So he thinks that it could affect them because they haven't gotten a chance to figure it out. I hadn't even thought of that. I just assumed they were going to win. LeBron's probably winning another one. I'm fucking here for it. I am here for it, pal.
I'm here for the play-in games, plural. I like the fact that they have it. I think it creates like that's appointment TV. I think when I guess it's not as much right now tonight when hey, if you lose, you get another chance. Though.
Yeah, and Nick was not happy when he heard that, and the people who hate LeBron, and there's a lot of people who hate Steph too. So I would assume this has brought out a lot of people that are like, it's not a playing game. This is a maybe almost out game.
Yeah. Now, granted, I say it from a place of complete ignorance because I haven't paid attention to the NBA one bit. But did they have to make up games? What is the point of this whole play-in? It's just to drum up attention?
Yes.
Yeah. Get it at.
And the NBA had such a tanking problem. It's to prevent a few more teams from tanking at the end of the season because they could get the 10 seed instead of just the 8 seed.
And by the way, some teams couldn't even make that.
Yeah.
Zion.
Pelicans.
Pistons.
Braun losing 2 and getting in
Pistons
Friday.
stink, dude. The Penguins are going to win an NBA championship before the Pistons. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Keith in Illinois. What's going on, Keith?
Hey, Pat, boys, AJ, happy hump day. How you guys doing?
Hey, not too shabby. How are you, pal?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, I'm in a bit of a pickle, bud.
All right, let's get it.
So I got an opportunity to buy some Packers tickets for next year, right?
Do it.
Well, if Aaron ain't playing, I ain't going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, damn it, AJ, what's he doing? Just tell us, dude.
Keith, I appreciate your question and your concern. Ron Wolf said when Brett Favre left or was hurt, it was still filled up over there.
Stadium's still full.
It was still filled up over there. So those tickets are going to be worth money forever, we'd assume, with Packers fans. But the games that are potentially going to be watched there, if Aaron's not there, are going to be much, much different. AJ, Aaron has landed in Hawaii. They tracked his plane on the internet every, kind of mile of the way, it feels like. Did not know he had that plane. That's awesome.
Wow. Wait, did they actually track him? Because I know he didn't have, he had where you couldn't track it for a while.
Well, I guess the internet.
You don't register it with FlightAware or whatever it is, and you don't. Did they actually find it?
I do believe the internet did, yeah. Now, listen, there's always going to be people that are going to crack new codes, okay? That's why at one point deer antler spray was being used, and then people caught up to it, and then they had to change the game again. This is, I assume, in the flight tracking world, you're going to have to catch up to that again. There's going to be some new technology or whatever. He's in Hawaii. What's he doing over there? Is he going to talk to somebody? Maybe, get a little aloha, a little aura over there, a little a little feel good over? What's he doing? To just kind of disappear a little, maybe meditate? What's he thinking? What do you think's going on over there?
I have no idea what's going on over there. I know he loves Hawaii. I think he may eventually live there at some point in his life, I think. So, makes sense. The question is, how long is he going to do Kenny Mayne's show from there?
I would assume that he probably built a studio and wherever he's staying to do that show, I'd assume they
What's the time change? If that's 11 o'clock
6.
Eastern, what is that Hawaii?
So it's 6 hours.
Behind us?
Yeah.
Behind him?
Yeah, so it's 5 o'clock his time. Perfect time, by the way. Just got off the beach, probably.
Yeah.
Just got out of the pool, away from the pool. Yeah, right before dinner. There's that purgatory time
Shit's
where
great
showering, resting, relaxing. Dinner is on the other way.
Hey, if you grew up or you lived like by the beach or by the ocean, would you still do you look at vacations to the beach differently?
Yeah,
No.
I would assume your vacations go to the mountains.
No.
Well, it wasn't that hot where I lived, but
Yeah,
there
you're
was
cold.
water everywhere and beaches. I would still go somewhere, but it was just based on the weather.
Well, beach cities are also good places to travel to because a lot of people travel to, so it's probably a much better city to travel to. If I lived on the beach, though, this is me just speaking as somebody, I think I would want to travel to the mountains. And by the way, I think something that does not get talked about enough, and this is going to sound like big old dipshit here, and I talked to Connor about this the other day. Hey, when you're driving on some backcountry road and it is just like a field, for a long time, and then there's like trees in the back and then the sky is above it, that is a very fucking cool view. I'm not saying you should vacation towards it, but if you find yourself in one of those moments, that is a beautiful view as well. I'm not saying it's like a destination place, but I would assume you go to the beach. You know, one of the houses I sent you that you're going to buy me is in Hawaii. You know that.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. You think I think it was 12 mil. You think it'll still be that way in 31 years?
11-9, and this is going to happen much quicker than you think. Okay. But I love Hawaii over there. What has he told you? Has he told you anything?
No. I mean, I honestly have no idea what's happening and what's going. Like, if anything, is there any progress? I don't know.
Let's go to, and we'll find out with Kenny Mayne, Monday Night Sports Center, ESPN Sports Center.
Maybe. How long can that be?
What's that?
Maybe, but what he has like 5 guests. How long is Sports Center? It's not going to be like a sit down.
I think it's 4 guests.
Why don't you ask him?
They'll
AJ?
make room for him.
I think it's 4 guests.
Why aren't you in Hawaii?
But he'll be on ESPN Sports Center.
Doing the show.
But you can go to Hawaii. Maybe.
Checks out.
Yeah.
If you want to go to Hawaii, you go to Hawaii.
Probably have better Wi-Fi over there, anyways.
I would assume, yeah, the island is somehow. Whenever you're in Google Maps or Maps and you're in Hawaii, and you just zoom out, you're just a blue dot in the middle of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It's so small. Whenever you zoom out, you're absolutely nothing. We'll have better Wi-Fi than you have in Columbus, Ohio.
By far.
Imagine AJ reporting in. Yeah, talk to him.
Not yet, Zito. Okay, I know we got it. Okay, but now is not the time for that. Let's get to the phone calls, shall we?
What is it? What is it, Z?
It's after hours. You'll see, dude. Let's go to Andrew in Atlanta. Corey will join us at 2:05.
Okay, here we go.
Let's go to Andrew in Atlanta. What's going on, Andrew?
Hey, what's going on, Pat, the boys, AJ? How you guys doing?
Just hanging out, man. Just hanging out. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think we're hanging out and having a good time. What are you up to, dude?
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I'm getting hyped for season 2 of Ted Lasso, and I have 2 things I wanted to run by you.
Me too. Ted Lasso, real life single.
He won awards. Didn't he win an award?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a hoodie on. Looked like he was doped out of his mind. And also, I think he had to see Harry Styles in the same award show who did Do-Si-Do and take One Direction right to his wife's heart. Dude, that was wild. So I think this is going to be a rebirth.
Were they married? I don't know if he was married. Was he?
They were engaged at least.
They were together for a long time.
They have kids. I know they have kids. So it probably
Basically
maybe Harry's.
married.
I bet Harry's a good like stepdad.
Doubt it.
I bet he is too,
Seems
by
like
the
a
way.
great kid.
Hey,
I saw him in that. Was it Dunkirk? Was that the movie?
Yeah.
Right, and by the way, they didn't even promote him in Dunkirk. I respect that too. It wasn't even like, hey, we got to put this. Yeah, he is an artist. He also looked really cool. He had like a leather. Now some. I think he takes aggressive stances in fashion sometimes, but he had that one look where it was leather, and then he had that something. There was a scarf in there.
The hair.
Oh, the hair. It's like, oh, geez, Jay Sud's staring it down like I had no chance.
Son of a bitch.
I had no chance here. Yeah, it's like Corey Graves basically coming.
Yeah.
Anyways, love Jay Sud, love Ted Lasso. What do you want to talk about though?
So I heard the best description ever, and it was for Dan Campbell. They called him the meathead Ted Lasso, and I was like, that's the greatest description I've ever heard for that guy.
What if Motor City Dan Campbell just has a Believe poster?
Yeah.
He's walking his lion, hits the poster, keeps it moving. That'd be awesome. I do believe I was potentially one of the first people on Ted Lasso. As soon as it popped up, I'm a Jay Sutton guy. I jumped in. This is a gimmick. This is terrible. His career's over. Why is this so good? Why is this? Why is each episode really kind of getting good? You've watched it, right? Since you love it.
It's awesome. Like I thought the exact same thing. I saw like the thumbnail. I'm like, that's terrible. I'm never gonna watch that. And then I watched it. I'm like, dang this. And I've said before, like, it's a comedy, but it's mixed in with a lot of really good like leadership / coaching points throughout.
I agree. And community building.
Feel good.
Yeah,
Feel good.
there's a lot of. It's really good. Let's go to Dakota down there in Georgia. What's going on, Dakota?
Doing pretty good. How about y'all?
Dakota, pretty good name. I feel a lot better now that I talked to Dakota down there in Georgia. What part of Georgia you in down there, pal?
Oh, Lookout Mountain, sir.
Oh, you're down there at Lookout Mountain. I think I went looking for a Bigfoot in down there in Lookout Mountain with a guy who was deaf, which, ultimately not a great decision because 95% of Bigfoot hunting is audio. And he was a deaf man, so we did not find anything. But I appreciate you calling in, pal. What do you want to talk about?
Well, Pat, the last couple of times I called, we talked about the great Bulldogs of Georgia.
Was your name Dakota the last time you called in?
Yes, sir. I was the one that made the bet with you on the Cincinnati game.
Oh, yeah. Was his name Dakota? No.
Yes, sir.
No.
I don't think so.
Did we pay you?
I still haven't received anything.
No! Foxy, I thought Foxy. Bailey. No, somebody was in contact with this person.
Yeah, I thought Bill knew this.
Bill, I thought we were in contact with this.
No, it was Mitt.
So we apologize, Dakota.
yeah.
We will get... Mitch is got buried by everybody, including Dakota. We'll get either Foxy or Zito or Bailey on that, Dakota. We do apologize. I would have thought I would remember a Dakota, though. Wouldn't that be something? That's on me. The brain's getting a little loose here. What do you want to talk about?
South Dakota.
Well, I just want to talk about a player that also wears the G on the dome, but on Sundays.
North.
So when is the Mack truck from Massachusetts, A.J. Gillett, going to be hitting Connor with that two-piece stock combo in the Oklahoma drill?
Great question, Dakota. When is that happening?
Fucking whenever. I'm just waiting on the call. Doesn't matter to me.
No, last time we talked about this, you said you weren't doing it.
Well, there was a thought there for a while, but, I'm approaching 280, so I think I'm about to be at the point where I am mentally and physically ready.
No, you look good.
Thank you.
No problem.
Bulk up.
Good for an Oklahoma drill.
Hey, he needs pads. Let's go to Dick's to get you a helmet, some shoulder pads.
Yeah. Already bought them.
I'm sure you want a mouthpiece.
We already got a helmet. We got a FanDuel helmet.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Let's go to John, San Diego. John, what's going on?
He's pooping.
Pat, Mr. AJ the Hawk, the boys, you guys have been great. I agree with everything you've been saying, except one detail.
Go ahead.
That Tom Brady, the GOAT, is going to go undefeated. There ain't no way he's going to be popping champagne bottles over the 72 Dolphins' grave. That is a record that will forever be held by the Miami Dolphins and never, ever, 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 ever going to come close again. Tom Brady.
Says who?
Mr. Eli Manning.
Says who?
Ended his dream.
Says who?
Says me. Says the entire state of Florida. Says the NFL. Says the GOAT Roger Goodell. He's opening the stands back up. COVID is over. Tom Brady's going to go back to the bottom. There's no way he's going to come close.
Back to the bottom? He ain't never been to the bottom, pal.
You saying sixth round isn't the bottom?
You're right. Good God, John.
Still drafted, though. That's all right.
I was seventh round, so there is a deeper
I'm
pit.
with him, though. I don't think they're going to go undefeated either, so I'm with them.
No way.
I don't think it matters. They don't. Sure, would they love to go undefeated? Absolutely, but that's not their goal.
Tom wants
to go undefeated. That is their goal.
Of course,
I think
he's one to go undefeated every single year. Of course.
Exactly. You're 100% right. We'd like to win every single game. That's what we're trying to do. Joe Namath said he was going to win the Super Bowl, and everybody said, this guy is egotistical. He was like, well, I would like the guy who doesn't think we're going to win the game to get the fuck off my team.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like that person to not play. Joe Thomas told us, and I've said this a couple times, Joe Thomas said every single season he believed they were going to be good. By the way, spoiler, they were not.
Nope.
They were terrible every single year. They won completely defeated. What was that, Nick?
I mean, come on, Joe. Who's playing quarterback?
Joe Thomas left tackle. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's blocking for him.
Let's go to Tyler in Pennsylvania. What's going on, Tyler?
Hey, what's going on, boys? I just want to give a quick shout out to AJ for purchasing that Bears shirt at my grandparents' yard sale with the matching earpieces. It means a lot.
You're welcome. All right, Tyler's heater.
Good hat.
Hey, wait, guy. Hey,
Coming in hot.
We're done.
Yeah, my bad, bub.
No, I liked it. I like that stupid ass shirt, dude.
Good shirt. Good shirt.
No, it's good, man. No, enjoy styling out. But hey, real quick, I came back into the room here. My dog was barking at the TV, and I couldn't tell if it was a blasphemy coming out of Ty Schmidt's mouth about Ohtani, or if it was about LaRusso. With the incident last night. With
Daniel LaRusso?
Yeah, who the hell's LaRusso, pal?
Machio?
What's that?
Who's LaRusso?
Oh, my bad. I totally messed up the coach's name. Yerman Mercedes? Is that the guy that hit the ball?
Yeah.
Moonshot.
Yeah. Okay. So my thing is, I'm a college baseball coach. My problem is what I think is being misguided here.
Tennessee,
with this 3-0. All right. So my problem is, people coming at him and being upset, and the coach coming at him. Like, I don't think people understand. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't in that situation.
Bingo.
I mean,
he knows.
Yeah, a guy like that, coming up, trying to perform throughout the course of the year, and then you got some puck utility guy throwing in cheese balls.
What do you want him to do?
And he's not allowed to hit that over the fence.
Come on, dude. Tyler, where do you coach at? Just so we know if your statement should be taken as legit or not on our side.
Well, I think a statement should be taken. I mean, I was a potential draft pick, 2015. Got the phone call from the Royals. Didn't work out. Coaching up in Vermont there, the LEC. It's a nationally known conference.
Oh yeah.
I know him.
Near
Internationally known.
That's where Freddie Prinze Jr.
Listen, a guy got drafted to the Royals.
Playing the Sandlot.
A guy that got drafted to the Royals told me straight up, what do you want him to do? What do you want the guy to do with 3-0? And then he also went on to say, Shohei Ohtani, best baseball player of all time.
Bingo.
The only issue is the 76-year-old booze bag coach.
Do you think the Royals didn't draft him because he was on the phone with them like he was with us, or?
Let's go to Dustin in Montana. Let's go to Dustin. That was unbelievable. Coach did not deserve that. What do you want to talk about, Dustin? Jesus.
Yeah, you guys were kind of burying Cincy yesterday for taking a receiver instead of a lineman.
Not yesterday.
We're all hoping that Joey Burrow gets to stay on his feet all season, so I was wondering how you guys would build a team, like position group to position group. And on that subject, can we take a moment of silence for the first 2 to 3 years of Zach Wilson's career, because all he's got going for him is Bob Saleh. That's it.
Moment of silence for his mom, who made her Instagram That's what I thought we were doing.
That's what I thought we were doing. Let's go to Chris and Indy. What's going on? Mrs. Wilson. Hope everything's all right.
Yeah, she jumped out there, right, with some hot takes, and then
She got a fake mask she wears.
She does not like Hooters.
Not a fan of Disney.
She doesn't like
Or
Disney
Snapchat.
or Hooters.
Oh, there's going to be a bunch of Hooters running around Zach. She said enough of it. Not on that Snapchat. Chris and Indy, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, what's going on, Pat, boys, AJ?
Here we go.
Hey, I don't know if you remember me calling. I called Super Bowl weekend. I was telling you guys about that R&R place in Indy, the chicken wing spot.
Oh, yeah. Really good.
Okay, so I heard you guys were talking about Machine Gun Kelly yesterday, so I actually got some news about him.
Go on.
Let's go.
He's actually going to be here for the Indy 500. He's going to be performing on May 28th at Grand Park.
Let's go. Yeah, Barstool's having a party. Got MGK and Diplo coming into town. Grand Park, that is, I think, north of the city.
Where it's
Colts training camp.
That's way up there. That's way up there. Hey, but
when is it?
May 28th. And listen, May in Indy is massive. There's events everywhere. I don't know how it is right now. I haven't been out and I've been out of town, but like with the Indy 500, it is. There's people everywhere. 137,000 people are going to be there this year, I guess. Probably more now with where we're at in the whole world and a lot of things changing. I assume that party's going to be awesome. MGK, hope he's going to shut it down out here.
Oh, yeah.
It is far up there, though.
Yeah.
That big space, though, it'd probably be massive, if I had to guess. Hour 2, wrapping up. Shout out to MGK. Good. I hope he crushes it. Diplo as well. Hey, Diplo, hey, Diplo don't play around. That's going to be a hell of a party. Yeah, I had to get away from Hogshead. Can't do anything down here. Got to go way up there. That's because the mayor here says no fucking living at all. Jeez.
The goalie finds his way, and Sidney Crosby, the captain, the greatest of all time, according to Pat McAfee, he wins tonight, and that is my lock of the night. The Pittsburgh Penguins money line. Hell, you might as well take them -1.5 at plus 202. There's no chance.
Oh, no.
0% chance the Penguins lose tonight.
What's this all about?
I mean, I've been listening to you for the last 48 hours. Talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I'm a fan. That's all
Talk
you've
about
heard.
the Stanley Cup. Talk about Sidney Crosby.
This is because your Red Wings stink,
and you're not
and you want to take it out on a real hockey Get out!
And
Get
that
out
is why I'm taking
out!
the Pens.
You're
Do you
banned.
not think they're going to win tonight?
You're banned. You're banned.
Just because the Red Wings, okay, can't make it into the fucking dance, doesn't mean you need to waltz your ass over to the Pittsburgh Penguins like you did to the Steelers.
Put a puck right in his teeth, dude.
We led off the Pat McAfee show today by you saying, basically, hockey stinks and no one cares about hockey. Here we go.
That's not how.
Penguins. Here we go.
That's not the chant, dude.
Penguins going to the Stanley Cup.
Get out.
Here we go.
That's not how chant goes, dudes.
God damn it!
Let's go, Pens. Oh! What the fuck?
Oh no! We have a casualty. Oh no!
Mitt, I'm gonna need you to zoom in on that. I'm gonna need you to lower the camera.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Take your Mickey Mouse plate and
Mick,
get out.
Mick, get rid of the money line.
Kindly leave.
Other camera.
Now scroll down.
Other
Zoom
camera.
down, Mitt.
Other camera.
I'm so confused.
Yes. Other camera.
I'm so confused.
Right
now, that one.
Dead.
Why'd you do that? Mitt, with the Nick and Gumpy camera, will you zoom in on the ground, please?
What happened? What I
Thank
just
you.
left?
He happened.
Nick spiked that plant.
I can't have it, Pat. I only care about a few things in this
All right,
world,
you can
you
zoom
know
out
that,
now,
and
Mitt.
hockey is one of them. The Pittsburgh Penguins are right at the top of that goddamn list, and he's pissing all over them right now.
I mean, fair. I mean, this is going to take a while to clean up. There's shrouds everywhere.
Strap metal, dude.
Yeah.
Shrapnel,
Hey,
dude.
thanks, Foxy. I have to pick that up now.
Probably, but where was that?
It was
What's going on, though?
Connor's playing. It was on his.
So listen, Foxy.
What?
You fuck over his life?
Yeah.
Is what you did?
I
He
did.
said fuck over Connor's life. This is a trend now.
Do we not think that the Pens are going to win tonight? That's all they got to do.
We do.
We did.
That's all we got to do. We got to get a goalie in that that's not Swiss cheese, and we're all happy at the end of the day.
What happened? Like, what?
It's lucky.
Is this immediately after I left?
Yeah.
Fucking spiked it.
You're lucky you weren't here, dude. You would have caught one in the neck, probably.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't risk.
But who has a cactus?
Oh, I would love to get Connor's thoughts on this plant being fucking broken. Luckily, the styrofoam is
still good. Get this succulent out of my sight.
The death of succulent is not on me.
Foxy,
Fucking go to hell, dude! Oh, you want to go to hell? Oh, you stupid fucking Penguins! Go! And I'm taking the Penguins! And I'm taking the Penguins!
Drop the glove!
You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!
All right, good scrap, boys. Good scrap. Fucking stick tap.
Can we get a goddamn socially distant conference? What do you guys do? What was this? We lost the thing.
I don't know. The
You
Iowa.
two fucking cool it down.
The Iowa.
Fight him. No. Okay?
The Hawkeye popcorn's on.
Go to hell then! Get the hell out of here! Screw you!
What are you doing?
The Hawkeye popcorn's done.
Just ready for
And I'm
war.
taking whoever's playing the Penguins because he's destroying the Steelers And the Penguins for you two clowns.
You guys need to figure it out. You hear me?
What are you still doing in here? You made your pick. Get out.
Fade Foxy.
Are you all right? Good scrap. Hey, good scrap.
I'm good.
Fucking, I stick tapped you.
I'm physically fine, mentally destroyed.
Had to.
Guys ruined everything.
Call the money line. 1-833-462-2233.
Some people need to learn how.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 3 on this Wednesday, May 19th, 2021 will begin officially after sound is made and then sound disappears, then big sound comes. There it was. That's what I just said. AJ Hawk is joining us. Wow.
Yeah!
AJ, what you did to Zach Wilson's mom earlier is such a beautiful tribute to her with that moment of silence. I very much appreciate that. The internet has appreciated that as well, pal.
Well, I mean, yeah, it came and went so fast, didn't it? She all of a sudden I see has these very strong opinions one way to the other, I feel like, and then people jump on her, and then all of a sudden you see what her thing went private.
Yeah, and Zach had to unfollow his own mom.
Yeah, not easy to do.
Sad. Yeah, he had to unfollow her, and then she said, "Fuck, you don't need you. I'm gonna make it private." She didn't say that probably because they, are probably like super non-cursing people or whatever, but. That's a situation we will keep an eye on, especially as he, becomes a superstar in the shadows of New York City. Speaking of in the shadows of New York City, joining us right now is a man who saw an RV absolutely decimated in the shadows of New York City. A man who has been there, done that with every single event and situation in sports entertainment and wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, the commentator for Monday Night Raw, host of After the Bell, and the coolest looking dude walking this earth, ladies and gentlemen, Corey Gray.
Yeah, Corey!
Thank you for that kind introduction, Mr. McAfee. And of all the things that I've seen you do in your career and all of your accomplishments, you guys wrecking that RV was far and away the most impressive thing.
Allegedly. I would like to let you know, I was not a part of that. I cannot take any credit, but that was 100% Zito's fault.
That was yellow shirts.
Yeah, it was 100%.
It was yellow shirts. Where was the yellow shirts after it happened?
They disappeared because it was their fault, obviously.
Because they were guilty.
Or because they had to shut down that lane because there was...
They basically did a hit and run
to MetLife. But anyways, that's another story for another day.
Thank you.
Pittsburgh Penguins, we're back. We're about to sweep the Islanders in 5. You were in the building last night, 9,500 strong. You were one of them. Your lady was the other. How was it? How we feeling? Let's go.
Can I just tell you, it was as amazing as I had hoped and then some.
Okay,
I was a little skeptical because I've been to Penguins playoff hockey games before, and I've said many times it's the best sports atmosphere I've ever been in.
Bingo.
That place is rocking. I was a little concerned it was going to be a little lackluster, but last night, man, PPG Paints Arena was on fire. The crowd was live and loud, and it just felt good to be normal, to be able to be there and support the team, because God knows, the Penguins and Pirates have the worst television sports contract in history, whereas I live downtown in the city of Pittsburgh, but because I do not possess cable, I can't actually watch the Penguins on TV, so I just walk up the street to the arena.
Smart.
But yeah, it was awesome. It was the energy was there. It was not. It felt as close to normal as anything I've been a part of in the last year plus.
What about the play? Did it feel different watching them? Like, I know it's a playoff game, 9,500. Did it get loud? I'm sure it seems loud, but compared to what it was before.
Yeah, I mean, anything that was made by human beings last night would have seemed loud in comparison to piped-in crowd noise via TV.
True.
But they were passing out the towels, the rally towels, Penguins' terrible towel-ish things. Those things were going all night. Everybody, the atmosphere it felt
Brett
like
Michaels there?
Penguins playoff hockey.
Here we go.
Is Brett Michaels there, Corey?
He might have been. I have no idea. You had to have the mask on. Everyone had to be masked up. So he might have been sitting right beside me. I don't know. But
what, you have a couple booze? You have a couple beers out there? What you guys do?
listen, if you wanted to take your mask down, you had to be consuming something. I may or may not have had a few icy lights, which they serve in oil cans now that are as big as my thigh.
Like a Foster's? Like a Foster's?
Not quite Foster's oil can big, but they're like 24 or maybe even bigger, giant cans of icy light. So it's a win.
Yeah, I wish I was there. Your pictures were awesome. We got to win. Did they show the highlight of Sidney Crosby saving that snapshot with the back of his stick in the building and all? Because they didn't show it on TV. He saved the game. Greatest player of all time. Of course, they didn't replay it. He stopped that, Corey.
You know what? Now that you say it, I don't think they did replay it even in the building. Everyone was amazed when it happened, but there were quite a few calls that the refs last night weren't getting any love from the Yinzers. There were quite a few non-calls that raised the ire of PPG Paints Arena.
Well, there's a lot of Yinzers that have been sitting in their houses, okay, drinking those oil things of icy light, waiting to get back into PPG Paints Arena. And I assume you heard a lot of shoot, skate.
Oh, it was, nobody had missed a beat. Yeah. Everyone was coaching. There were 9,500 coaches in the arena as well. But it was cool, man. Just to be in, to feel that electricity again and be around people. And when a goal was scored, to be able to turn around and high five a stranger, Pat, God, it was the most exciting thing that I've done in a year and a half.
Now you called a zombie match on Sunday. Yeah. What is wrong?
Okay, notwithstanding the zombie match.
Okay, all right.
It was an experience. You were in the building for it, but I luckily got to offer the soundtrack to one of the most memorable matches in WWE history.
AJ thinks you deserve an Emmy for that.
AJ texted me. Hawk was kind enough and impressed by the fact that I avoided the iceberg long enough that he actually sent me a very nice text saying that he appreciated my skills, which I still have never gotten a text like that from you, Pat, even though you stole my seat.
That's a lie.
I know.
I text that every week. I do feel like, man, I'll tell you what, getting this job, because the conversation was, hey, we want to do some stuff, and I told you this, and I feel like literally through the entire process I was talking to you through it. It wasn't until like very late, it was like, okay, SmackDown commentary, and I'm like, oh, so it's me and Corey, and they're like, no, we have to move Corey because there's a new. So I was like, oh, I don't want anybody to think that I'm replacing. They're like, and then I started thinking, they won't. Corey's so good, they won't think I'm replacing. But then I'm like, oh, Corey's gonna fucking hate me. Oh, there was a lot of those. There was a lot of those moments, and I wasn't gonna tell. It was. I feel like it was the right decision made. I could have told you, I think, like a day before they told you, but there was like, they felt as if like, hey, we should be the ones to tell him first. And then I was like, okay, sounds good. And immediately upon that, me sending you a message, I thought you were going to fucking hate, not that you don't already, but I thought you were going to be so mad. I was so worried about it because you and Cole were so good as a wrestling fan, so good together. You are so incredible. So the fact that that's how it had to, I was bummed about it, but I am incredibly pumped to be in the same profession as you at the same time, you know?
Well, if anybody's going to fill my shoes, I'm happy that it's going to be you. You're doing a hell of a job thus far. And think of all the benefits that I have. I get to work for an extra hour every week, and my girlfriend's on a different show now.
Yeah, that's...
I'm just winning all over the place.
Yeah, and by the way, that's what went through my entire head when I was like, oh, this guy's going to hate me. I started like thinking about it. I'm happy you don't. Now, let's dive into you a little bit here, Corey.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay.
Can we peel back the onion?
Let's go. I'm like an ogre. I've got many layers.
Aside from that zombies match, Whenever you think about most ridiculous moment in your WWE life, what is it?
Oh my God, that's tough.
It could be out of the building too. Like for instance, Ric Flair walked over WrestleMania Backlash and started talking to me, gave me his number and everything, and I was like, "This is out of control. That fucking Ric Flair's here." Is there anything like?
Okay,
yeah.
It's impossible for me because I have been privy to so many ridiculous, outlandish experiences as being part of this and touring the world, and there are probably a lot of things that I've seen that I never should have in my life. But I will give you a perfect instance of that. It actually happened this Sunday, immediately following WrestleMania Backlash, when I got back to the hotel.
Okay.
I had a few beverages with a few Hall of Famers, and we, caught up and just chopped it up for a little bit. But it was as I was going back to my hotel room that I had this bizarre interaction. Push the button. I'm waiting for the elevator, and the elevator door opens. And who of all people is standing on the elevator before me but John Stamos?
Uncle Jesse?
Whoa. Uncle Jesse was standing in the middle, dead center of the open doors. He was flanked by a couple other people who I've later gone on to find out from my friend who was standing beside me were the Beach Boys. But see, what happened was when the elevator opened, my brain and my eyes went into portrait mode, like on your cell phone.
Yeah, blur that
where
out.
all I could see was Stamos. And I'm pretty sure I heard angels, and I was just in this state of disbelief. But it didn't end there. So I realized that John Stamos is standing in front of me, and I look to my friend Jason, and I go, dude, that's John Stamos. And Stamos heard me.
Oh, okay.
He goes, yeah, it is. And then he replies, where's the Iron Sheik?
Okay, good reference. Timely from Stamos.
Now, mind you, I am now staring at like the coolest person from my childhood. Everybody grew up watching Uncle Jesse. And
Yeah.
this is surreal in and of itself. But the fact that he made a wrestling reference to me just raised more questions, because I went, does Stamos recognize me? Does he watch our show? Or, because of all the random references he could have made, he would have had to have known a wrestling reference to me, right? Like, why else? It wasn't like there was anybody else.
Listen, I don't want to break this news to you, and AJ has a question for you, but I'm about 100% sure if Stamos is walking around with the fucking Beach Boys, they told them upon checking in, the WWE's here.
Ooh. And he
There you
saw
go.
your throat,
Nailed
too.
it.
He had to assume something.
Thank you for bursting my bubble, Pat. I need that from time to
No.
time.
No, he knew it. By the way, he probably looked at you and said, "Oh, this is the coolest looking dude of all time."
Yeah.
I assume he is with, just like to AJ's point, I assume he is with the WWE here.
Kick, save, and a beauty.
Thank you.
When Jari stinks, we're going to call McAfee.
Yeah, bingo. I can say that thing. The glove side still stinks. Sorry about that. AJ, go ahead.
Corey, so, I told you, or you said earlier, I texted you because I watched you, and I talked to Pat, too, about this. I think what you guys do is almost impossible. I can't imagine being in your seat, but it got me thinking, have you ever done any other sports? Would you do a football game? I think once people get over the initial reaction of your Adam's apple tat when you do your stand-up at the beginning, you'll be all right.
I think that the trick is knowing enough about anything to feel confident speaking about it. I'm a pretty professional BSer. I can talk my way into or out of most situations. So I don't think I would embarrass myself too badly. I've considered, the fan in me, I would love to call a baseball game. It's slow paced, but that to me just seems like the dream job. As exciting as my job is, to sit there for 9 innings and just chat and basically be like Bob Uecker in Major League, that's like a dream come true. That would be a dream come true. So I've considered it, and I'm always open to opportunities and experiments. But right now, I think kind of the reason I've been able to succeed like I have in WWE is I've grown up obsessed with it. It's I've played other sports. I've been into other things and had hobbies and passions, but wrestling has been my life since.
Don't you have to be that way? To do your job, Corey, don't you need to be that way?
To do it at a high level for any sustained period of time, it's almost a prerequisite. And that's not to say that everybody has to know it and be obsessed with it from day one. But once you're in the fire, you have to learn to enjoy the heat and really thrive. Otherwise, it's not going to last very long.
the business, and my respect for you has only grown since doing the gig, right? And I think I've talked to you and I've talked to other people that have done it before, and I think if you've done it, you know where I'm fucking up a lot more than where the fans do, right? So it's like, I feel like...
Are you kidding me? The fans know everything we do wrong, even when we do it right.
Yeah, you're right. The fans are very passionate and loyal, by the way. Every business is looking for that type of fans. So, like, that is something that WWE has and sports entertainment has in abundance, and wrestling has, obviously, a very loyal group. I just watched Nick fucking Gage's Dark Side of the Ring, actually, the other night.
That was wild, right?
Those fans going crazy for this dude. It's like the wrestling fans are just an insane bunch, and they are very active. But there's been a couple compliments I've gotten from people. They're like, wrestling fans are like super, like people I respect or whatever. And I'm like, if you've done commentary, you know I fucked up like 7,000 things there. Like there is, I feel like I'm learning, right? But I'm nowhere near it. But my respect for you has grown so much in this entire thing. Have you felt like a real pressure? Because for me, I think I've been in the ring, okay, only a couple times, but I've been in the ring, so my fanhood can mix with that a little bit, although I don't know as much as others that have been in there. I know a little bit more than people probably a little bit on the outside who've always been fans, and even I can get caught up. Like, I have no idea what I should be saying right now. I have no clue what's going on. Like, this is, how do I not fuck this up? You going over to Raw, right, with Adnan, who had never wrestled before. He had, he'd been in a lot of other sports, obviously baseball. I think he does some hockey stuff. There's boxing stuff. I think he's a very accomplished guy. But you had to feel immense pressure going over. Did you feel like pressure? Like, okay, I'm going to have to probably at some point, you and Byron, there's a chance that this guy could fall off a cliff and I'm going to have to save him. Like that is, and Cole has done that to me, by the way. Did you know that when he went over there?
Yes, to answer your question in short form, but I would say pressure isn't the right way to describe it. I would say, if anything, it's helped my confidence because I've always been working with Michael Cole. And to your point, you cannot fail with Michael Cole, right? He's the best of all time at what he does and the most underappreciated mind, that we deal with on a regular basis. So you've always got Cole as your safety net. I find myself in a different role as a bit of a safety net now, but it has allowed me over the past month or so to kind of go, I learned a lot more from Cole than I even realized at the time. So if maybe we're in a spot where Adnan's unfamiliar or Byron's unfamiliar, I can now lean on what I've learned working with Cole and go, oh, no, boom, this needs to be done here. And it's not so much a pressure as it is like, okay, I got this. I think I feel more confident now than I did even the last, at WrestleMania, the last time I called SmackDown stuff.
Are you a lifer with the WWE and the whole wrestling business? I
mean, at this point, I think it's a positive goal to be. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with having it. I mean, this place is as crazy as it can make all of us, and Pat is learning firsthand. No 2 days are the same. Everyone's wilder than the last, but the atmosphere, and once you're in here and you know how to navigate everything and earn the respect of your peers, there's nowhere else I would rather be.
It's been really cool.
It is, right?
It's been really cool. Like, really, Paul Heyman will come up to me after every single show. And obviously I've heard the rumors of Paul Heyman and being a mark my entire life. Like, I know Paul Heyman's importance in the entire wrestling industry. You're always going to need like a maverick and somebody that can shake it up, and also an incredibly gifted promo. Incredible, like the greatest maybe of all time. Like we're talking Mount Rushmore promo. So like as a fan, I think he, I don't know. I feel him coming over and talk to me after every single time, that was like dope. Like I was like, this is so cool. And he was giving me like genuine, like, hey, think about this. And obviously with Cole, but then Roman, like I get a chance to talk to like Roman, and everybody's like real cool. It's really awesome, the mindset of like, hey, we got to put this show on. Now, with that being said, I have been pulled into a couple conversations like, hey, sit down. Let's fucking teach you how some things operate around here. Like I got a couple of, like, hey, because I would ask like, why is this happening or whatever? And it's like, sit down. Let me, you have time? You have 15, 20? Yeah, okay, here we go. And it's just like, it's been really cool to kind of catch up. And I assume that the Raw team is exactly like that as well over there. Is there any big differences between the two, or is it pretty similar?
I mean, the business is the business. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their own sort of outlook on it. I've been around this place long enough that it was more of a reunion than meeting new faces going back to Raw. And it is cool to me to have somebody come up to me at first day, and I'll say his name. Sheamus came up to me my first night back on Raw, and he said, "Hey man, for what it's worth, we're excited to have you back." And just to, this business and this place, we don't put each other over. It's always negative. It's never like, hey, you did a great job. You always hear the negative things that you do. So to walk into the locker room and have somebody the caliber of a Sheamus say, hey, man, we're excited to have you back here because it helps the product. That's all I need once in a while. You know what I mean? That keeps me going, is that little bit of validation from the guys saying like, hey, you may not be the focal point of the show, but when the dressing is right, the whole meal's better. You know what I mean?
Oh,
that's good. That's a pretty good one. What about with Vince McMahon? We always try to talk to Pat, like, hey, what's Vince saying in your ear? What's going on? Like, over the years, has your relationship changed and, like, grown with Vince?
Absolutely. The first few times you hear it, I've heard Pat actually refer to it as the voice of God, and it's very apropos because it's got that gravelly, bassy voice, and it's like it just stops the world when you hear it. But I've been working with Vince for long enough now that I like to think 9 times out of 10, as brilliant of a mind as he is, I'm at least sort of on the train of where his thoughts are. I'm in the neighborhood. I may not be exactly where he wants to be, but I've worked with him long enough, and I know how he likes things, and that more often than not, I can avoid catastrophe before we even get close to it, just because I go, okay, he's going to want me to explain this or tell this is important, and it might get missed or overlooked. So, yeah, it's definitely our relationship's evolved, but I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I love doing it.
Man, it was one of the reasons why when it was like, hey, the conversation, I didn't know if I was going to get back in the ring. I didn't know if I was going to have another run. I didn't know what was going to happen, what the idea was. And then when they were like commentator for SmackDown, my literal first thought was, well, fuck. What are they? Was Corey fired? No.
It's always a possibility. I mean,
no, it's not though at this point because of how goddamn good you are. But that was my first thought, and then my second thought was like, I know from following the business, like Vince likes talking to his commentators. Like Vince, he was once a commentator. It's his work. It's his show. The commentators are describing the show, setting the tone of the show. So he is very invested in that. And I thought to myself, I'm getting a chance to have a billionaire, one of the greatest minds in the history of entertainment and business, spill his brain through his fucking mouth and directly into my ear. Like, I want to be a part of that. And everybody's like, it's going to be terrible. You're going to hate him or whatever. It's like, I think I have a respect for Vince McMahon. When he comes in there, like to your point, I haven't thought ahead, but when he says it, I'm like, oh, I know why he wants me. Like, I understand like the why of what he wants to say, as opposed to like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's a big part of it.
And that's what it is. You're playing a guessing game, trying to think of what he is trying to see or what he wants to see. And you have to remember, Pat, we're basically the last line of defense from what's going on in his brain, his vision for his company, for his empire that he built. He sees things happening a certain way. And if they're not happening the way that he wants to see them, or he feels as though something needs to be tweaked or changed, you and me and Cole and Adnan and Byron are the last group of people. We're the last defense for him to say, oh, no, make sure they understand this. Make sure the fans at home. So there's a lot of times where we'll say something, or you'll hear him tell you something that might not even make sense to you in the moment, but you're going, okay, he sees where this is supposed to be going. He knows. I don't. So, or we think we do, but that's why when it comes in, it's not like he doesn't trust us or he doesn't. We're the last panic button for him to go, oh, okay, Pat, say this. Okay, we saved it. Or now, if something goes wrong or awry on the show or in the ring, to be able to think on the fly and pivot and get us back to where we need to go on track. That's all. We're the last line of defense for his vision.
That's awesome to think about. That is going to be my mindset going forward. I've enjoyed it, but you hear people from the past like tell horror stories. They're like,
well, Pat, you're still new. You'll have a day where you go, I might get fired in the middle of the show. Trust me, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But you have to realize it's never personal. It's like I said, it's all business because his vision is on the line, and we're the last ones able to protect it.
What's it look like though? Like hearing how involved he is. I know Triple H has a huge role now. What's it look like whenever Vince isn't there?
Listen, Vince is the sports entertainment industry.
Yeah, he's
right?
never going to die either.
That's true. That's also true. He might outlive all of us. I hope there's like a Krang contraption from Ninja Turtles where Vince's brain just lives in a robot or something. I think it would be absolutely awesome.
Imagine that thing coming in a year.
But Vince has changed and molded the business into his vision. And there will be changes as any business, any major corporation. If something changes, if the CEO, leaves or for whatever reason, there's a change at the top of the mountain. But his impact and the way Vince does things, it has been proven to work. So I think the majority of aspects of the business will remain true because it works. There'll be things will get tweaked, things will get changed. Oh, I like this color better. Maybe Monday Night Raw won't be red anymore. Maybe it'll be purple. But it's still going to be what it is. You know what I mean? Because WWE as a brand is getting up there in the conversations with Marvel and Disney as far as the amount of content and the amount of lives it's impacted and all of that sort of importance. And Vince's stamp is on every bit of it. Nothing has gone out without him signing off on it or putting his stamp on it. So, yeah, I mean, if in the event he does ever decide to leave us, I think things will be more true than people think.
We are talking to Corey Graves, who's been in WWE. How long? Decade now? More than a decade.
I signed in 2011 as a wrestler to FCW. Yeah, so this will be 10 years in about October, I think.
And
crazy.
You've done everything, by the way, from in the ring to commentating to incredible storytelling to hosting of shows to getting drunk at Penguins games and winning them. I
wasn't drunk. I was just imbibing.
Yeah, your vibes. Hey, you wouldn't vibe. And also, you want to be able to breathe the air a little bit, breathe the ice. You take the mask down, go ahead and have a cocktail. You got to do what you got to do, but you get it. Did you say purple because Plum? Is that why? Because Plum's fucking the best, dude? The greatest of all time? He and I went to schools 6 minutes from each other.
Really?
Yeah, in Pittsburgh. Ours is obviously the better one. A couple of our teachers have been arrested for doing things you're not supposed to do, and I assume the testing scores are not as high at our school as they are at their school, but we are still better than where Corey comes from.
All I know, Pat, my only reference is that in, I believe, my junior year of high school, Gateway received the Blue Ribbon School of Excellence.
Oh.
And I don't think Plum's ever had that.
No, we never will either. I don't think it's coming down the pipeline either. But that's what makes us over there, Corey. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Corey. Obviously, you're a world class, commentator. Has there been any thought to get back in the ring going forward?
That's an itch that will never not need to be scratched in some capacity.
You and Adnan, maybe a tag team. You and Adnan as a team.
Oh, there's me and Cole.
There you go. You can't just turn it off, man. I mean, you can even ask Pat. You get in front of the crowds and doing what you do and love to do. That part of me will always, need attention. But I've been able to focus on any number of other things to kind of satiate my thirst, my passion for wrestling. You can always never say never, but
you got forced into commentating, didn't you? Way back, it kind of happened.
I wasn't forced into it. It was more of an opportunity provided to me. But yeah, it was WrestleMania 30, the day before WrestleMania 30, and that was the last time I was in a ring competing. And then the whole retirement thing happened, and Cole of all people, Michael Cole, said, "Hey, why don't you give commentary a shot?" As literally a shot in the dark, going, "Okay, you can't wrestle anymore. Try anything to keep employment." And lucky for me, I landed on my feet.
Yeah, I'd say. And Michael Cole probably knew that, by the way, when he was like, this guy, massive smartass, seems to be quick. He's from Pittsburgh. He probably gets it. He's been in the business a long time. Hey, incredibly handsome looking goddamn guy. Hey, why don't you come over here and just start talking all of a sudden? And Michael Cole's like, we got a guy. That's awesome. Go ahead, Ty.
Corey, I assume you don't have time with Raw every Monday, but why the hell haven't you been the main character in a WWE film yet?
What are we doing?
That's a great question. I'm going to talk to somebody about that.
You should.
I was in a WWE film as myself. I played a role in the main event on Netflix, which is a lovely family movie. It was a fun experience. But no, I agree. I think I need to be a leading man at some point.
Tell him you want to redo the Marine, the next one.
No, well, Miz got that ACL. He's not going to be able to do it.
Was that the one with Courtney Cox's husband?
David Arquette?
Yeah. Was that the movie?
What about him?
That wasn't the movie, right? You weren't in that
Ready to Rumble. Yeah. Ready to Rumble with Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt, yeah.
AJ, it's funny you bring up David Arquette because he was actually a part of Nick fucking Gage's Dark Side of the Ring. David Arquette massive wrestling fan, was WCW champion for a little bit back in the day, was hated by all wrestling fans because of it. It was a promotional thing. He wanted to prove himself as a tough guy wrestler, so he got into a death match with Nick fucking Gage, who that's all he did. And they had dinner the night before. They talked to each other. Hey, we're going to go out there. We're going to do this. Nick said that he asked him like 10 times, like, hey, this is not fit. Like, hey, we're going to bleed tomorrow. This is going to hurt tomorrow. And David Arquette's like, yeah, I want it, or whatever. And then Nick Gage brought out a pizza cutter, a pizza thing, and just sliced his forehead open and then his lips in front of everybody. And then at that moment, I guess it all changed quickly. And I don't know if David's life has ever been the same since, to be honest with you. Did you do that type of shit? Did you do death matches?
I did one tour with a company called Big Japan, which is known for death matches. And I did two deathmatch weapon type. And one was in Kurikan Hall in Japan, where I was run over by a man in a wheelchair.
Find some pictures of death matches.
I was hit by another man with a child. And
head or feet?
Yeah. The guy swung a child at me.
Head or feet? What hit you?
Oh, the child's feet.
Oh, okay, so it was held by the head.
Yeah, like a little slugger, basically.
Yeah, those things are insane. And obviously, I'd known these existed. We had, hardcore trampoline matches in Plum. I mean, there was a lot of that stuff going on. ECW way back in the day, it was insane. We talked about Paul Heyman and all that stuff. These death matches, though, I did not know the extent of what they were until I saw that Dark Side of the Ring. There's people dying, like death, like actually, it's insane. And they go out there and they cut promos and then they just kill each other. And it's like, that's awesome.
I've never crossed the threshold into the world of light tubes. I drew the line at like thumbtacks. I've done the thumbtack thing, but the light tubes a little further than I've gone, and I don't foresee that happening behind a commentary table. So,
hey, just a quick question. I know everybody on Earth, and we're gonna let you go here soon. I know you probably got shit to do and all that stuff, but whenever. Have you met your father, Paul Van Dale?
Oh, have I ever? Yes, I'm a big fan.
Paul Van Dale. Wait until I didn't know this guy existed. Okay, he did an interview with WWE. I got a chance to hear it. I forgot. I did not know that Carmella is a second generation wrestler. Okay, I did not know that. Paul Van Dale, PVD, is a legend out of Boston, I guess.
Oh, nice.
I got to hear this guy talk. He is a lightning rod. How is he not in the Hall of Fame, that guy?
He's in the Human Being Hall of Fame. I look forward to weekends and holidays that we get to hang out with one another because he is an endless source of entertainment and a great dude. But yeah, he carved the path that Ms. Money in the Bank moonwalked now. So,
hey, the moonwalk's still there. So are you, though, Corey. You're the absolute best. We appreciate you, man.
My pleasure, man. You guys got my number anytime.
Go Pens, huh? Let's go.
Yes, sir. Let's go, Pens.
Hey, we're going to swing. Hey, Pens in 5, Corey. Pens in 5. Corey Graves, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
AJ, see ya. He's a super cool guy, that guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As soon as, and also not just taking Corey's spot, Samoa Joe was also let go from the company the day before. I was like,
Joe Schmolla.
He was doing commentary. I'm a big fan of his as well. It's like, this guy.
So Monday's a 3-hour show then?
Jeez, yeah, 8 to 11. Yeah, it was Uncle back there. I heard Uncle Sam in the back there. I apologize.
Those death matches,
Don't try to change the subject, AJ. We know that you've never seen The Marine now.
Yeah.
That's the John Cena movie.
Yeah, well, you brought David Arquette up just to bring up his wrestling career. That is why you did that.
Because he was in a wrestling movie. What do you mean? Yes.
He
takes pride in his wrestling career, I think.
This dude, Nick Gage, I watched, it was about 2 a.m. Sunday night when I couldn't sleep. This Dark Side of the Ring was on. Just committed his entire being to entertaining people by abusing himself and others. I mean, it didn't end up. Yeah, I mean,
it's insane.
Yeah, that's not even like a. That's not even like a. You look up like actual death matches here.
It was just a bunch of blood. It was blood everywhere.
It's everywhere. There's this one. I think. I don't know. They were talking about how they have like this deathmatch festival basically out in the woods somewhere in the Northeast. I forget where it was. And it's a tournament, to and they have like 50 fans there, 40 fans there. It's out in the middle of nowhere. They have no ropes. It's just barbed wire wrapped around there.
New Hampshire then.
And then the one that he had it could have been live free or die, New Hampshire. But then they had the pipes, the lights, just surrounding the entire barbed wire thing. So somebody got thrown into the ropes. He went through the barbed wire, broke one of the things, and then it stabbed him, like right here, I think. And his body was just dumping out. They had to get a helicopter to go in there to save him. He was dead for 7 minutes in this thing.
Jeez.
He came back. I mean, obviously, he didn't have, his life wasn't just complete fairy tale. There was some downs too in this whole thing. He passed away, but I have nothing but respect for people that are willing to do that type of stuff for entertainment. Watching it, though, always makes me sick. I can't do it. It hurts me. Like, whenever there was a big run there on the internet, and it probably still exists, which is why the Padres thing happened. When something incredibly terrible would happen to people and it would hurt so bad, people loved it. Nick loves this shit. I mean, Ty loves this shit. I couldn't watch. I'm like, I can't do it. Used to get it shoved. People would break their legs or whatever. Like, look at this. I'm like, I can't do it. That death matching was the entire thing, but I understand that it is a form of entertainment.
Yeah, I bet Stamos was pretty pumped with his Iron Sheik line that he gave Corey.
Yeah, and Corey did not follow up with what I was told. Stamos was like 4 foot tall, I guess.
No way.
No,
Oh, really?
Corey didn't say that. I'm joking.
But
probably.
I do believe he is like 5'4" or something.
Yeah.
like a Tom Cruise.
Really? How did Corey not just lead off with that? Like,
We need to find his size. Actually, he's not a guy that I thought of as shorter. I know a lot of actors are shorter than you think, but he wasn't one of them.
It's Hollywood, dude. They're all short.
Yeah.
Big head, good hair.
Feet.
Oh, whoa.
6 feet tall.
He's listed.
They're
So
lying.
that means he's at least 5'10", then he's not short.
You don't know.
No way John Stamos is 6 feet tall. You can't be
Yeah.
that tall,
Saget's-
that handsome, and that good of an uncle.
Get a
Saget's
picture of him next to
6'4".
Danny Tanner, because Danny Tanner's tall.
Yeah,
Danny
Saget's
Tanner's
6'4".
6'4",
Yeah.
How tall is Cruz? What's
If
he
he was
listed?
5'4", they would have a foot-
Joey's 5'11", Joey Gladstone.
Hey,
Dave
cut it out. Dude, can you tell us what Tom Cruise is listed at on this thing?
8 feet.
Oh, Collier is very
5'7".
Okay.
Okay.
So it seems to be legit. Maybe Stamos is tall. I just assumed he was short.
I found a picture that he looks normal.
Yeah, but is he wearing those Pacino shoes?
Maybe.
Yeah,
You can't
shape
see
up.
his shoes.
Those are sweet.
Let's get to a break. 37 minutes in hour 3 here. Big thanks to Corey for taking his time. He shouldn't have. Our show stinks. We answer some phone calls on the other side. 1-833-4-McAfee. Can't wait to chat with you. Right now, there's Drew in Evansville, William, Devin, Flash Blake. Can't wait to chat with you. This is the Pat McAfee Show. We'll see you in 4 minutes or so. I'd also potentially taken over their 30 edibles because I thought more teammates of mine were going to want to indulge in that either before the game or after the game. And to get to London, you go through your own TSA here. The team has TSA that you have to check in. Here's my passport. The Colts already have it. They took it all from everybody. It's literally you get your bags checked and then you're through. Put them in a little thing. We're good to go. It's team's TSA. Get on the bus, fly over there. I forgot all about them. Didn't utilize them at all because how things quickly changed.
Right.
After we lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, we're on the team bus. They go, hey, we're going through Heathrow Airport through the real-life TSA. And at that moment, I look around. I go, oh, no. I have some things in my bag right now that have vitamins in them. I have to get rid of them. And at that point, I'd whittled it down to like 15 of them. And I look at Vinatieri, and I'm like, buddy, not good. He's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I guess I'm just going to throw them away in here. Couldn't do that because right next to the trash can was an English police officer. So I couldn't just walk up and dump a bunch of edibles into the thing next to the guy. He's going to ask questions. We're going to the Heathrow Airport. Now I got to do what I got to do. We finally get there. Police escorts, a lot going on. So I just take down 13 edibles.
Yikes.
See you later. Vinatieri looks at me and goes, how you doing, bub? I was like, good now, but things are about to happen. He goes, I got you, little buddy. I'm like, thank you. So we go through the little check-in thing. And right before we get to the scan of the bags thing, it all hits me. I might as well have been on Cloud 45 over there in London. They check my bag, boom, boom, boom. I get selected. Something was in my bag. So now all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, did I leave a couple in there? Oh my God. Vinatieri starts walking ahead. He turns around, he's like, what's going on? I'm like, they got my bag, man. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, I have no idea. So he comes and stands with me. He's like, I got you, bub. I was like, they might got me, for real. I might be staying the night in England. They go through my bag. Turns out, had a vibrating toothbrush. Thing
thing was vibrating in my bag.
Yep.
They're like, oh, it must have been this, or it must have been my big-ass toothpaste because you can't fly with that. I was like, you got it, pal. I get all the way back to the plane, lost my ticket somewhere. Somehow I don't have a ticket. So now I got to check into the gate people that I don't have a ticket. I'm like, I'm on this plane. I promise I am, but I don't have a ticket. They're like, what's your name? I'm like, Patrick McAfee. The McAfee? No, yeah, whatever you want to call me. I just need a ticket. So now I have to sit there and wait as somebody brings me a ticket from the front while my entire team walks by me, knowing that I'm on cloud 50, just having a good time. Grigson walks by, just upset, obviously. I wish he would have known that I was in a mood where he should have talked to me there. It was just a nightmare. The London trip for me from beginning to end was not good, and I think that happens for a lot of NFL players.
Assume Raj had to walk in there and do a full, you know what I mean?
Yeah, curtsy.
Hey, we're bringing a big sports stooge thing over here. Is that okay? Yep, deal. Perfect. Let's get some tea. Let's get the fuck out of here. How do you think that went between Raj and the Queen? You think she liked them?
Yeah. I bet she liked him. She probably knows a lot. Like, what if she's sitting there and then all of a sudden she's like, so what about the Sean Watson situation? What about the Sean Watson situation? What about the Sean Watson situation? That was spot on accent.
Hit that one out of the park.
Like, what if she's really dialed in to the NFL?
Air conditioners, coffee makers, and cigarettes all have filters. But Pat McAfee does not. You're listening to The Pat McAfee Show.
Welcome back to that show. It's warming up and it's almost summer, which means bird dogs are back. Hell yeah! Bird dogs are the best and most comfortable pair of shorts that have ever existed. They stole Lululemon's designer and are doing it better. Woo! Then they tell me right here, go off, King. Let me tell you about why bird dogs are fantastic. Back in the day, the built-in underwear was only reserved for bathing suits, and the built-in underwear was like a crab fishing net that they would throw out in Alaska on the deadliest catch. And your balls were potentially the crabs that would get caught in the deadliest catch net, and it would not be a comfortable experience. Everybody actually said, there has to be a better way to do this. Nobody did. Bird Dog said, let's go ahead and take a crack at this thing.
We got it.
They made the most comfortable pair of shorts of all time because they made underwear and boxers obsolete because they had built-in underwear already in the shorts of the most comfortable material of all time. They go down to about mid-thigh, no wedgies, no money, no wasty, super comfy. Okay. Then they got Lululemon's designer said, we want to take what we did to shorts and do it to pants. Now they have the combination of the most comfortable pair of shorts and most comfortable pair of pants in the game. And right now, when you go to birddogs.com and enter promo code PatsBalls, they'll throw in a free Bird Dogs whistle ball. I believe we have one in the office.
Pat's ball, it says.
Well, this one's saying Pat's balls. That one's saying Pat's ball.
Are you trying to tell us something?
I do think they might have changed it.
I think they changed it to Pat's ball.
And then today it was back at Pat's balls.
What's going on here?
So, like, this is classic, like, hey, have to fucking tell us because it's only one ball.
Both work.
Yeah, it's a single ball.
Both work?
That's what I was just told in a group text.
Okay, promo code Pat's Ball or Pat's Balls, and they'll throw in a free whistle ball.
Wow.
You remember those Nerf Vortex Howler footballs that whistle when you threw them? Yeah, it's that, but Bird Dogs threw their logo on it and can't call it that because that would be a lawsuit.
Right.
We have a couple in the office. They are awesome. I think we should have probably brought them in here for this read. We'll do that later. The balls are awesome, just like the charcuterie board was awesome, just like the hat was awesome, just like the
nunchucks.
The nunchucks that are here were awesome. The
clogs.
Everything. The clogs were awesome. Birddogs.com, promo code Pat's Ball or Pat's Balls, and boom, a free Bird Dogs whistle ball with your pair of Bird Dogs. AJ, what were you saying about ball and balls, cuz?
No, I was going to give you some sympathy if you were going to tell us that you only have one ball. Maybe something happened.
I currently have two, but there may come a time where I go down to one, and I'd like to let you know that I appreciate your sympathy beforehand, but I don't need it. I'm okay. This is normal. It happens all the time. Let's go to Drew in Evansville. What's going on, Drew?
Hey, what's going on, Pat and the boys? How y'all doing?
Hey, not too shabby. Hell of a southern accent there. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got 2 questions for you, kind of off topic. That little charity golf scramble that you put on, I was wanting to know how to get involved in that.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure we're doing it again, but if we do, we will definitely call you. Very thankful for everybody that did it. Scheduling right now, though, has been insane. We're trying to figure it out. As soon as we get it together, though, we'll get you back because it's always a great gathering of good people.
Heck yeah. And then another one, you guys were talking about death matches. So I say it's Drew motherfucking Shanley versus Pat the Mac at the Fort Resort.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'm not doing a death match. Okay.
No way. After those photos?
I feel like I have a pretty high, hey, if it's for content, I'll do it. I can do anything one time. I have that thought. Very much have that thought. I think I've proven that time and time and time again. That shit I could never do. I have no idea how they have that in their brain. I have a lot of respect for it, though. A lot of respect for it.
They're not allowed to do it. They can't do it anymore, can they?
Oh, yeah, still happening.
Yeah, Big Japan.
Not in the WWE,
AJ.
though.
Big Japan.
What you say?
WWE doesn't let them cut the face and everything.
No. This is indie. This is an indie sector of indie wrestling fans. I mean, it is. If they are passionate, though. I mean, kill him.
It
Chance.
has to be. I mean,
They're chanting, kill him. Like, legit. Cut his fucking head off, Nick.
Whoa.
There was that guy that caught on fire at that indie wrestling event a few weeks ago or last week.
That was probably
his meat on fire.
Yeah. But they were just dumping the gasoline, the lighter fluid right on his balls. I assume that. I don't know if they planned to have that much on. I mean, it was doused.
Yeah.
It had to have gone through that first layer of pants.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to Flash in Chicago. What's going on, Flash?
What's going on, Pat? What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Hey, not too shabby. How are you? I think I speak for everybody again.
Mm-hmm. I'm all good.
Oh,
so
my guy.
I wanted to start this off by saying one thing: that Pat White and Noel Devine had one of the best 1-2 combos in college football history.
Steve Slayton, Pat White, then Noel and Pat White. Have a little respect for both, but I appreciate you shouting out.
I apologize.
No, shout out. That's a good shout out right there. I appreciate that a lot. Retire 5, by the way, and 10 while you're at it. And if you want to toss in 7 for Noel, that'd be cool too. Just do fucking something to celebrate the old team, all right? The team that put you on the goddamn map. Okay, sold all the video games, built that stadium, built your entire university at this point. A little bit of a thank you to Pat White would be a little bit of a hat tip would be worth it, I believe. But hey, what do I know? Okay, I told the athletic director that the first time I seen him, by the way. I was calling a Baylor, West Virginia game. He came in. It was my first time meeting him. Very nice guy. How you doing? Nice to see you. Retire 5, bub. All right? I don't know how you retire. Well, we got rules. We got this. You got to do a lot of things. He's not even in, the College Football Hall of Fame. It's like, hey, pal, all right, the money you have right now that you're working with the Big 12, you know why that was even happening? Because of that guy. So I understand there's been greats of the past. There's been a lot of great players there. Pat is the reason, though, why WVU football became a staple of everybody's conversation. Him, Steve, Owen, Noel got in there late the last couple years. I mean, there is Darius Rain. I mean, I could go through that entire crew, but just a little bit of a hat tip to Pat White. I think he has deserved and earned that a long time ago. So do away with your stupid rules, pal. But he was a nice guy. I just thought the rules were dumb that he was trying to uphold.
He put Morgantown on the map, for sure.
I think he did. And then the basketball team right alongside. I mean, it was a great time to be in Morgantown.
Man.
Yeah, great time. It was a good time.
Definitely.
What's your second thing?
I got a question. I think Ty can help me out with this as well, and probably AJ.
Okay.
So with all of the Green Bay speculation going on, you have people out here who are predicting the schedule and predicting what the outcome of Green Bay is going to be. You have some people at sub 500 without Aaron Rodgers. So this puts a really good question into the atmosphere. Is Aaron Rodgers 100% the reason why the offense has been so successful since Matt LaFleur has been there? Although you can see the obvious rise from 2018 up until now.
Great question, Flash. We all think they're going to stink without Aaron, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Devontae, I hate that for Devontae. There's a lot of very talented players on that offense, but you need a quarterback. I was on a team, lost Peyton. We almost went completely defeated when just a year before that we lost in the playoffs, and a year before that we're almost completely undefeated. There's some breaking news in the NBA, AJ.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Shams Charania says sources have told him that one new NBA player has tested positive for coronavirus out of 496 tested since May 12th. This comes following LeBron James and Loverboy Drake having a hangout session that was posted on the internet. Drake, noted Curry fan, by the way, although he's a Toronto Raptor guy. He is all that. Him and Curry are tight. I think he has Curry's dad's jersey and everything like that. And now, one day, one night before a play-in game against Steph, Drake, Mr. Loverboy, LeBron hanging out, having cigars, having some drinks, and now all of a sudden Shams is like, somebody's got COVID. Do not put it past Drake, by the way.
Yeah.
Who is noted shit talker, noted, hey, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to mix it up. Earned it, by the way, warranted, everything like that. What if he sent this guy in here with glasses? LeBron's there, remember? You got COVID? Yeah, fucking go hug that guy.
Sabotage.
Hey, go hug him. Now, we don't know if LeBron got COVID. We have no idea. We're assuming maybe some other Lakers were there as well. This could be, what we're saying is this could have been sabotage. Let's assume everybody here has gotten the Archie, is moving on. But one new positive test right now, playing game day. We can't have it, NBA, okay? Let's get to the finish line, boys.
Come on.
LeBron has not gotten the ouchie. Him and Dennis Schroeder are the only two players on the Lakers not to get it.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Dennis Schroeder said that, I believe.
Yeah, Schroeder outed LeBron by accident about a week ago.
I didn't know Schroeder was on team. Who's Schroeder?
He's a little point guard.
German point guard.
He's good.
He said, so they said, have you gotten the vaccine? He said, 9. And then they said,
Yeah.
how about LeBron? He was 9.
Yeah.
And then they were like, just stop. What are you doing? And then they told him to count to 3. And he went 1, 2, 3. And there wasn't a big shootout in the basement.
News break is not LeBron.
It's not LeBron?
No, it's a guy named Karras, I believe.
Karras
That's why he was out yesterday.
Oh, no.
Who's that?
Harris LeVert, that's why he was out for the Pacers.
Yeah,
10 14
and
days.
by the way, he still won by 30 or something like that. Hung 150 on LaMelo Ball and the Hornet
named
squad or whatever. But I hope he's okay, all right?
Yeah.
Well, they're not making anybody else sit out, right? Are they doing the contact tracing deal?
No.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear that Drake did not bring COVID into the Laker locker room on purpose, especially after this big game of the night. That's good news. Happy to hear I can still be a super mega Drake fan. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
What do you think Drake could do to turn people around that are against him? Like his fandom of
So I would
whatever
say,
team he is.
I would say, let's forget about the fandom. He can do whatever he wants. He's going to win championship. He won. The Raptors won. He won. He already won championship. So the Drake being a fan of your team being a curse thing did die then. And he had a press conference actually after that. I mean, he did that. I think a lot of people though to turn into Drake fans again. They're asking him to make songs for both sexes. Hey pal, your brain's really good. All right, you're a really good rapper. We'd like you to maybe make a banger or two.
Please.
If we could get a banger or two, this is not me, I'm just saying other people are saying, just come on, use your brain. That's a good one, all right? And fucking make a heater, dude. Nobody's making them anymore. That's what people are saying, not me. I've always been with Drake, Mr. Love.
He's hearing it. I bet he hears it. Like I'm sure that's his next album.
No, he keeps doing it.
No, he just released an album, actually, pretty good.
Damage.
YMCMB might be back, which is dope because I think Lil Wayne will be like, we gotta go hard here, okay? And
go.
Nikki goes ham ski, so hopefully that'll kind of bleed in, and we'll be able to get And Nikki said in a remix, she put out a mixtape the other day. And it was YMCMB reunion or whatever. I don't know when it was recorded. But in an ad-lib, she said, we got the King and the GOAT on the same track. And I was like, okay. And then when Drake went, I think he referred to himself as both.
Oh.
So I don't know. I don't know who is, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I did listen to it once.
And Drake went last, by the way, on
Yeah,
the
he
song,
did.
which is a big deal. So I'm not sure. I just wish you'd come back with some fucking heat, though. You know, that's what people are saying, not me.
Some old Drake.
He should go D up J. Cole's ass in the basketball Africa.
J. Cole swatted the shit out of
He should go
someone
D him
there,
up.
Hey, some guy had to eat a J. Cole left hand this morning, and then he saved it inbounds.
Got stuffed.
I've seen Drake play basketball.
You think J. Cole's pissed he's still doing this? The album's out. It's done very well. He has like 10 songs in the top 10 or something like that.
Scored a basket.
Now he's still down in the bubble down there. He's got 1 block, 1 bucket. Get me out of here.
Free throw.
Teams 2-0, aren't they?
Are they?
Fucking
Yeah.
competing for a championship.
The Pats are really good this year.
Is this like a shortened season, like a 6-game season?
I
Is that-
believe it said he was playing like 6 games.
That's what I'm saying. Is that the whole season?
It might be. So he's got his eyes on the prize. They're
He's almost there.
competing
Was
for
it
a
the
championship.
Hotel Rwanda League?
Welcome
good
to
movie.
the Hotel Rwanda. Such a lovely place. Here in Patriot Place.
Hell yeah. Go Pats.
Let's go, William, in Nevada. What's going on, Bill?
Hey, Pat, AJ, the boys, how's it going?
Hey, not too shabby, Bill. How is it out there? We got 10 seconds, Will. Sorry.
Bill.
Started.
I'll put you on hold. I'll answer you after. I'll put you on hold. I'll answer you after.
Okay.
See you, Will.
Just kidding.
We'll get Will back. AJ, anything you said to the people that are about to go listen to Chris Mad Dog Rooster?
I have nothing today.
Come
on, AJ.
That was quick. Didn't even think about it.
Why not? Is it because Axel's got so many concerts you don't have time to think about the people listening on Sirius, whether they're at work, in their car, at home, anything like that? You don't care about these people? I appreciate the hell out of them.
I appreciate them too, but I figured your name's on the show. It's the Pat McAfee Show. You should end it and give people some good knowledge heading into Mad.
No, but everybody at Sirius, when they talk about the show, they say Pat, AJ, and the boys. That's your name right there.
So go to the Bugle Boys. Maybe they have something.
You don't.
Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Do you?
Fuck you, AJ.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, this show's over. Thanks, AJ. I hope you're happy, dude.
Welcome, guys.
Chris Mad Dog Russo, Mad Dog Unleashed. The show will be better than ours. We got a big one for you, though, tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday. Nailed it. Right on. Great work, guys. Hey, that was a good exit.
Here we go.
Hey, that was a good close, boys.
There it is.
Too, AJ, that was a good close.
Yeah. Hey, what were you talking about with Zito earlier?
Yeah. So now would be the time to do that. We were, scouring the internet to make our show a little bit better so we can learn more about the mythical creature that is the AJ Hawk. And anytime you get deep in the internet, we found the shocker, obviously.
Yeah.
His throne. Obviously, the middle finger. Click, clack.
The
There's
old
a lot
commercials.
And also,
Uncle
by the way,
Dick.
his Uncle Dick in a Hyundai, the combine results. I mean, we've been deep in the internet. Not as deep as you go into the internet, but we have learned a lot about you. I think I found my new favorite photo of you because it's incredibly patriotic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super American. And to be honest, it showcases that jawline, which is the best in sports media perfectly. AJ, can you tell us about how you feel in this particular photo?
Oh, good. Yeah, I put this up. Yeah, I was in the middle of a
Oh my God, look at you regretting every decision you have ever made.
No. I felt like death, but I was not regretting it. I still was aware of the special situation I was in. I had bags of puke tied off in my cargo pants.
This was after which puke? Is this in between pukes?
Oh, this is probably. I mean, that's probably 10 minutes in. We were 40 minute. We had a 40-minute flight. So
Jesus.
Twice before that.
How do you do 40 minutes in there? Aren't they just trying to make you puke the entire time?
No, they're not trying to make you.
Yeah.
They talk through. I mean, I did it twice. I did with Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds. So I puked a lot during both of them and was, ghostly white afterwards for 8 to 10 hours. But hey, it was worth it.
I can't believe I'm doing this again.
Land the plane.
Land the plane.
I mean, believe me, my body was saying absolutely land the plane, get out of here. But then my brain's like, no, you can't. You can't make this dude land.
Can you just pull the
$7
ejector
billion
seat?
plane?
He could, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess he definitely could pull the ejector seat. I would assume they have to cover that up pretty closely, so you can't.
No, they teach you. They have to you go through a whole thing before you do it. And they teach you like, hey, if something happens to the pilot, you got to eject. This is what you do.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Whenever Red Bull, the air race, you know what I'm talking about? When they fly those little planes.
Yeah.
They did one at Indianapolis Motor Speedway or whatever. They reached out to me. It was very nice of them. And they were like, hey, do you want to be a part of a promotional video for us? It's called a G Flight or something like that. And you get in there, and I saw Lolo Jones do it, and I think a couple other people. And immediately upon watching it, I'm like, there's no chance I'm doing this. So their faces are all the way back. It's called a G Flight because they're trying to pull as many G's as possible. So then I talked to him, like, I don't think that's, I don't want to be sick for a week. Like, I appreciate the opportunity here. I don't want to do that. And they're like, no, it'll be fine. We actually don't try to do that at all. I go talk to some people that have done similar things, pilots, and they're like, yeah, they're trying to make you puke back there the entire time. They're trying to, that is what they're trying to do.
I went in with that. I knew that. I went in and I was talking to the pilots and all of the crew and everybody. I was like, hey man, like, I'm not a tough guy. I'm not claiming that, some people go in there like, yo, you can't make me puke. I said, I will puke. Absolutely. Where do I put it? And I need multiple bags. Like, that's what I told them up front both times.
Bingo. And that's what you have to do, I think. And I don't think they care either way. They're going to get you to puke. Naturally, it's going to happen. But they have to, train their bodies for, I think, a long time to get into that. And then you're just dropped in there like, oh, hey, you want to go fly with the Blue Angels? It's like, whoa, that's an incredible, absolutely. That'd be dope. Not a lot of people get to do that. This is so cool. Oh, they're going to try to kill you in there, though. You're going to be puking all over the goddamn thing. But you're getting to do something that not a lot of people other than Tom Cruise will get to do as a civilian.
Right.
What's that?
Did you eat before that, AJ?
I mean, not, no matter what they tell you, I was going to puke no matter what. I didn't eat right before it.
Absolutely. I flew a plane one time. Oh, double cockpit. Did a couple barrel rolls. Did a stall. That whole thing was on a little plane. I puked in there too, and I made me do it. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. You want to go back down and land? Absolutely. You're 10 minutes into that thing. Like, we got 30 more minutes of this thing. We have an entire episode of TV still.
Yeah.
That's how I judge. If there was 30 minutes left, I'm like, this is an entire episode of something. I'm about to just puke the entire time. Plus commercial breaks. Oh my God.
Jeez.
I'm fucking, this is Young Rock. Whole episode. I'm out of here.
Get me out.
That is really cool, though, to get to do that, I assume. But
they were awesome. All of the pilots were great. Like how they were talking. So they would go do like a maneuver, would pull however many G's, and then he would, go straight and level for a while, and he would ask like, "Hey, let me know when you're ready, and we'll do this maneuver."
We'll fuck you up a little bit.
I would just sit there and breathe, and be like, "I'm never going to be ready. You could give me 10 days. I'm not going to be ready." But then eventually, I'd just say, "All right, here we go," and then I'd try to not pass out.
Can we go back to that photo? Don't you need the air because the altitude and everything like that for how thin it is, and you're up there just.
Let me die. And you're crammed in there, like you're jammed in there too. And when it really hit me was when I got all strapped in the first time, and then the canopy comes down over top of you, because I'm like, wow, you can see everything in the sun. Look at the sun right there. That sun still gives me nightmares, like thinking of the sun coming through that canopy.
400 degrees in there.
I mean, my body was sweating like it was, but no, it wasn't. The pilot didn't sweat it out at all. He's just hanging out. Pulling 7.5 G's, doing everything, making me puke. It was great.
Hey, that's why it's cool to, get a chance to talk to AJ.
Yeah.
Those are things we get to be a part of.
1 in a million.
Thank you for that information. Let's go back to Blake. Who was it?
Bill.
William. His thing's Mitt.
Oh, no, Mitt hung up on Bill.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. Got to pay that one guy too.
Hey, I answered phones, Dakota in Georgia.
Oh,
somebody has to. I answered phones yesterday for Hammered Don because I wanted to see what it is. Had some good conversations. Will in Mississippi, if you're watching, fucking suck it, pal. Okay. For our off-air convo on the phones, he was talking about LaMelo Ball is coming into Indiana. He's going to have 35 assists.
Whoa.
That Pacers team- 17 windmills. That's what he was telling me, yeah. And he was, your boost stinks, pal. I actually, because of your boost, I bet against it and made me feel even better, he said. I was like, all right, Will, hey, when you get on, bring it. And he did, by the way. He did. As soon as he got on, he did bring it.
Yeah.
But that was a nice little feeling. I wish I would have saved his number so I'd call him back. Let's go to William in Nevada. What's going on, pal?
Pat, AJ, the boys, how's it going?
No, a lot better than whoever got COVID in the NBA right now. What do you want to talk about?
I get it. Well, I got a lot to talk about, man. I feel like I could talk all day with you guys, but you guys have made the last 10 months enjoyable. But how about the Cowboys? You guys pay any attention to the picks that they did? And I'm mostly looking at their linebacking core and how it's going to end up lining up.
You like Micah down there? Sean Lee retires, bringing in a new Penn State linebacker stud down there?
Yeah, Jerry Jones likes to stick to his old schools, but yeah, Micah will be good.
He might stink, William, to be honest with you, but he said he could talk for days. I wonder what he was going to talk about next. You like the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, I like the Cowboys. They got plenty of talent. Let's see what Dak looks like. What happened?
Fucking Ty's an asshole.
Ty's losing it.
What'd he say?
Man, that was a great line. Said he could talk all day. Wonder what he wanted to talk about next. They just changed.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes they're for me. Okay, some things. Every once in a while, William was a good guy. He waited on hold for a long time.
Thank you, William.
Thank you, Bill.
I saw a lot of people tweeting. Like the tweets talking about calling into this show have grown. There's been a lot more. There's a lot of people that are like, I have no idea how anybody would ever call into this show ever. And I want to let everybody know that calls in here. I do appreciate you, but when you call in, you're getting set at a standard as if you're in this room. Like that is just how it's going to go. And you got to remember, we're sitting around talking about nothing so we're potentially ready for something new.
Yeah.
You are a massive part of the show. We appreciate you, and we hope you take none of it serious, but yeah, fucking figure it out whenever you get through.
Gotta bring it.
I mean, a lot of pressure being a caller here because first off, if they're not watching while they're on the phone, I'm sure, and maybe there's a little bit of a delay for them. Or, like, how would they ever know when you're speaking to them? Because I don't know who you're speaking to most of the time.
Don't give them an easy out, AJ. You call in, you listen while it's on the phone.
Bingo. Is caller to studio, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. No, I know that. I'm saying once they get on with you, and then they can just hear you usually having like random conversations with different people off mic, kind of.
Well, when am I supposed to solve those
hey,
convos?
Steve in Wyoming, what's up, pal? You've been on there 19 minutes.
Let's go to Devin and Muncie. Maybe Devon. What's going on, dude?
Hey, how's it going, Pat? How you doing?
Hey, Dev, not too shabby. How are you, man? I appreciate you calling in up there in Muncie. What do you do for a living?
I actually work down, not too far from Indianapolis, down in Noblesville at a factory. We make like medicine grade refrigerators and freezers and stuff, so it's all good.
We appreciate you, sir. Did you make his Celsius fridge? This thing is awesome.
Yeah.
Did you make this thing down there?
Well, I work at a factory called Helmer Scientific, so unless it's got a Helmer sticker on it, I didn't. Checking
now. Give him out on the back.
I'm going to take a look. It does say energy on it. It says Celsius on it.
Live fit.
Live fit, non-GMOs. Thank fucking God I'm on side. Anyways, I don't think you made this one, but
Check the tag,
if
you're
you
not
could tell
supposed to rip
whoever
off.
did, it was good. It was a great fridge. It really keeps things chilled. What do you want to talk about, man? This is, sports show.
they
just
make
go ahead and
doctor
just
fridges.
go ahead and stage is yours. Can't wait to hear you, pal. Thanks for calling in. This is what shows do, by the way, AJ.
I know.
Thanks for taking the call, Pat. Hey, my question is, back when you had Rogers on the show, it's been a couple months ago, he was wearing an Empire Strikes Back shirt. I love Star Wars. It's my favorite movie saga of all time. I believe you said, now correct me if I'm wrong, you have never seen Star Wars or just have bothered not to watch it. I want to know why is it? You seem to be a man of culture and substance. You have
That's not
Thor's
culture.
hammer on your
Star Wars
desk.
stinks.
Whoa. Why have you not seen the
AJ.
greatest film saga of all time? Come on, man. You got to put a lightsaber on the desk, dude.
All right, hey Dev, listen, I'll get a lightsaber. Which one should I watch? When was the first time you watched a Star Wars, and why is it so near and dear to your heart?
I first watched Star Wars in 1997 when the original trilogy was released on VHS for the first time.
I was 10.
My dad got it for me. So I watched the original.
That's who it's for.
No, I appreciate you, Dev. That was a good call.
Yeah,
That was a good call. 1997, I give him a little... You're 10 years old now? 97?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what month. It could have been 9, huh?
True.
Yeah. I had to do that with the Mysterios.
Oh, yeah.
For when Ray debuted and when Dom was born.
Oh.
It's a July-May thing, so I had to do a quick math. He
Very
was
close.
5 years old when Rey Mysterio debuted. Now, wrench. This thing stinks. Thank you, Zeke. I mean, he threw that thing handle backwards. Zeke, I mean, good thing this ain't worth a fuck, you know?
Yeah, arm would
Guy's
have
never
been cut
thrown a
off.
lightsaber before.
Does it even light up?
Oh, it does. It's
Break
exactly-
it.
here's-
Who was that?
It's
Darth
time. It's time.
That's a cool noise. Sweet shorts, by the way, today.
I can't do that.
If you move it too, I
Thank you.
think it
New
makes a
shorts.
noise.
They're sweet.
So I can't wear my 38s anymore. So I had to go into a different closet that had skinnier versions of me in buckets, and I got these shorts out of the 36, 34 world.
There's not
If you
a
hit the
much
button, it
better
shuts
color
off.
scheme than dark blue, light blue, white.
Of these shorts.
I mean, that's something, if you don't get into Star Wars as a kid, it's tough as an adult to
Yeah, it's
get
tough
into.
for me to take whatever voice that is in this thing
Oh,
serious.
Lord
You got
Vader.
some respect for James Earl Jones.
James
all
Earl
right?
Jones.
Yeah.
James Earl
Sandlot.
Jones, what else does he do?
He's Lion King.
He's an old man in the Sandlot.
He used to do the AT&T commercials when we were kids.
All the voices. He does all the voices.
Can you hear me now?
No, not that guy.
He moved to Sprint.
That's
They look
right.
the same.
That guy stinks.
Yeah, that guy's a dirtbag.
Fucking
What?
Benedict Verizon guy.
No, he took a better deal, pal. Listen, you should not judge that at all. That's actually good business that guy did. You know what I mean?
Loyalty.
No, he's a free agent.
Respect.
They should have fucking paid him more if they liked what he did. They should have paid him more. They should have surrounded him with a team that could hear him. Maybe let his voice be heard. You know what I mean? Instead, they went elsewhere. Had to go elsewhere. Won a championship with them.
True.
Just like Peyton. Just like Tom.
He didn't win a championship at AT&T.
Sprint, he did.
Or
Nah, he ain't winning a championship with Sprint.
No, Sprint
I think
stinks,
that
but
was
I'm
the
saying
problem.
he did get quite a payday, which is what? Is that not a championship belt in the commercial phone world?
Well, does he care about the product?
Yeah, he wants to be surrounded with winners.
You notice Jake from State Farm's not as jacked as he was?
Oh, he
what
knocked
happened
out
to
my
what's her
roommate.
face? What's that?
He knocked out my roommate in college.
Jake from State Farm?
Yeah, he worked at the bar.
Jake from State Farm is this medium shirt
Oh,
wearer?
yeah.
Maybe he's just wearing a looser
The old
shirt.
school one. Sorry, not the new one. The old school one.
The pants?
Yeah, the
Pull
khaki
them up.
guy.
Pants knocked your roommate out?
I don't remember the old school. I don't know
The guy on the phone.
Khaki pants.
And he's like, you wearing khakis?
Pull them up. I don't remember that. Can you pull them up?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The if the progressive guy, what's his name, Mr.
Justin?
No,
Flo.
Flo's. They're kind of working her out too. They got
Mayhem. Is that Mayhem?
Mayhem, Mr.
Oh,
Mayhem.
He's
yeah.
good.
That's the best one. If he knocked out your friend, you should feel pretty
He's
good
actually a
about it.
legitimate actor as well.
Yeah.
I've never
He was
seen
in
him.
Oz.
He's in John Wick.
Of course.
Baba Yaga.
Of course.
Did
John
you say
Wick, by the way.
Oz, AJ?
He was in Oz.
He was.
That's
Oh, I
one.
know.
That's the jail one.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you watch that. What was that? Your dream?
Back in the day, man, I was like in middle school, I feel like.
Let's go to Blake in Arkansas. What's going on, Blake?
That wasn't a good call. You don't
I
have
never
a
saw
light
that.
switch on your desk because you like to get light.
Oh, yeah.
How big was your
Hey, we all
roommate?
talked over you there, Blake. I think you had a good joke. Everything everybody was saying though about that, I did not know that. Nobody knew that.
That's the original Safe Jacob
No,
Safe
nobody knew that guy.
He didn't knock your buddy out.
That guy knocked your friend out. Did you get a new friend?
This guy had fucking lightning in his hand.
Oh my God!
That's Mike Chandler.
No, I mean, I guess you have to look at his legs to see if he does have any explosion in the hips.
Yeah, big explosion in those hips.
That's why they had him sit down because
Yeah,
they didn't want
too
him to
much.
be intimidating.
Now they got the new Jake guy.
What was he, a bouncer or a bartender?
Bartender.
He was a bartender, reached across, knocked your friend out, and then he got dragged out?
No, he actually waited till he left and then did it outside. But
Oh, smart gentleman. I'll see you outside. I get off here at 2 a.m. All right, I'll see you outside if you want a piece. And then he just fucking
Because he
knocked
kept
you
doing
down.
the movie or the show lines, the commercial lines, and he was like, "I fuck, I'm gonna knock this guy out."
Okay, so it was hard for me.
What?
They were punking Jake from Safe Flight.
So
He had
this
one
was
commercial.
okay. This was after they recognized him from the commercial. I never saw that guy before.
Of course, Zito and his friends are punking this guy.
No. Well, they have his khakis on the wall at the bar.
So they're calling attention to him.
Yeah. So State Farm originates out of Illinois State, so that's why they got the commercial stuff out of there. So that's how they got the guy.
Okay, cool. I do like the fact that
Roll
guy said
birds.
you're going to need insurance. You keep talking the way you're talking, and then he proved it. That whole
Yeah.
thing. I have a lot more respect for that. All of a sudden, I had a chance to. Where's a gas station where they triple osmosis filter the water? The coffee's better than everybody. It's a gas station of some sort. It's a pretty big one. Raceway, maybe? Speedway, maybe. It was Speedway. And the guy said, I'm jacked or something like that. He was a white guy, comedian, had a little bit of had like spiked hair. He came into Bob and Tom one morning, and I was kind of doing the entire commercial to him. And I could sense a little bit of
animosity.
I could sense a little bit of, like, are you jacked? You know, like, I forget what it was. And he was like, all right, enough. And I'm like, you probably hear that all the time. I apologize. But I could see how he potentially get a little bit upset about that.
Did he say, yeah, I'm jacked?
He was a
or
very
not?
nice guy.
Oh, okay.
And he did seem to have good energy, but their coffee tasted like asshole.
Terrible.
Speedways did.
Yeah, it's not great.
I don't like any coffee, first of all. It's good. But they forced me to drink it because it was it's triple filtered or osmosis or something. The water it's supposed to be super good coffee. I hate coffee. They insisted. And this is good. I think I puked it up. I think I puked it up. I did not like it at all, but that guy was a very nice guy. I don't know how are you a coffee guy?
Yeah, I like black coffee. I like black gas station coffee.
Do you not? Is it not crash? You don't crash?
No,
off?
come on now. I mean, I can drink coffee while I'm laying in bed. No, I don't crash.
Yeah, that's because you're at the point where you just have to drink so much because of how often you've crashed, right?
I don't drink nearly as much coffee now as I used to, but I can. I mean, I could drink a ton of coffee.
I think coffee's got the least crash of anything.
Yeah,
you
it's
could.
the greatest thing on earth.
Don't put garbage in it. If you put milk and all this stuff in it and sugar, that's what makes you feel terrible.
Well, Foxy is an alcoholic and a coffeeholic at this point. So, I mean, whatever gets the job done. There's some breaking news coming out of the Florida government, I assume, breaking the Seminole Tribe's Hard Rock Casino in Tampa will have full Las Vegas-style casinos. With the addition of roulette and craps and mobile sports betting will be allowed in Florida in a new compact approved by lawmakers. We're back! Yeah! Shout out to Tampa Bay. Okay, that city, there's cranes all over the place downtown. It is growing rapidly. Tom Brady just signed an extension. That Buccaneers team's going to be good for at least another 3-4 years. That city is awesome. Shout out to the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa. It's going to be beautiful. Let's go ahead and back to Blake in Arkansas. Blake, what do you want to talk about today?
Thank you, Jeter.
Man, you don't have a lightsaber on your desk because you like to get laid. You can't take the dig. That's what makes the show great, right? Like, I called to tell you, the only reason I called to tell you is that you are the GOAT of the athlete
turned sports anchor, and I can appreciate you bringing all your boys along for the ride, and you don't act bigger than them, and you involve them, and man, we're just all in the room together is what makes the show great.
Well, thank you, Blake. I appreciate you. Hey, Blake, you make the show great too, Blake.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Blake.
I do like the fact that he said, I don't have one in because I like to get laid. Laid might be the best Southern word now that I've heard it. Laid. That was awesome. He said it the first time. You guys all stepped on him because you guys are rude to our callers. Okay, you were just having your own conversation, little side note thingy. He had that joke early. I heard lot. I thought he said lot. Like I like, it's lied. Lied?
Lied.
Lied.
Like a light.
I'm gonna say he got lied out on Friday night.
Yes.
Speaking of getting lied, we've got big news.
What?
Your favorite men's healthcare brand, Roman, is now available at Walmart.
What?
Roman's non-prescription products have got you covered with everything from sexual health to everyday health. Your well-being is important, and taking care of it should be simple. So now you can add to cart in real life.
Wow.
Yeah. Roman now available at Walmart. We're in your area. Let's go take care of it. Roman condoms are new and exclusive to Walmart. So if you're going to get light, do it safely with Roman condoms. You won't find them anywhere else other than Walmart. Designed ultra thin, lubricated for pleasure, and FDA cleared because safe is sexy.
Oh yeah.
Roman swipes are also an option. They're an easy, discreet way to delay ejaculation and increase sexual stamina. They're fast acting, and your partner will enjoy them too because there's no passed along desensitization if you use as intended.
Okay.
Also, they shipped us a pack of stuff. They also got some lubricant in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty big bottle.
Lube it up.
If you want to. They also have stuff to help with your testosterone, which will naturally tested start to decrease at the age of 30. So they got some stuff for that. I mean, they have everything you can possibly need to be the best you possible. Visit your local Walmart store today and check out Roman's line of men's healthcare products. Congrats to Roman.
Thank you, Roman.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Roman. Congrats on getting into Walmart here.
Roman's huge, man.
Yeah, huge.
Do you guys? What do you do when you get all those things sent? You guys just all start wiping your balls down and everything, seeing if it works.
You don't wipe your balls, dude.
That's Manscaped, is what you're
Wipe your
talking
balls and
about.
shaft.
Roman is. Listen, I don't know if these guys are bopping their baloney with this lubricant or not, but it is out there sitting on the table. Over there.
Brian mentioned he's probably going to take it all home with him this weekend, so we'll see.
Try to save the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Smart.
Bop it up.
I came to baloney bop. To baloney bop. Hey, you can come and hop on the baloney bop, and we got the stuff to make you not feel it. When you get going like a fisher who be reeling, go and beat it. Then go and beat it. And then baloney bop and baloney bop all the way to the top. It's not stopping when you hop in the baloney bop and run. It's a good time with our friends from the Roma. All right. That's it. That's the show. Shout out to Rums.
That's the commercial.
Shout out. Pop it up.
Hey, that should be a Super Bowl commercial for him.
Yeah. Yeah, listen.
With the lightsaber.
I'm potentially going to be in, like, maybe a TV commercial, by the way. There's been some emails for some companies. And it's going to get ruined, by the way, strictly because of me.
What do you mean?
No.
They wanted to fly somewhere for a 20-second thing. It's like, I'm not, hey, listen, I am not. Yeah, well, you know, it's going to get projected. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to be cool. It's like, yeah, well, I'll do it right here. I'll do it right in my studio. If it's a, you know, so I'm probably going to fuck that up. But there's a chance I am on an actual commercial. And I think the boys are actually potentially in it as well.
Whoa.
And the back.
Do it.
I'm not flying. Dude, listen, who has the time?
You fly private. It's not as. That's not you. You don't have the issues that everybody else has. You fly private. You can go there and back in the same day.
Yeah, but I'm paying for it, so I like.
Yeah, they can fly to Indy.
Yeah.
Coming to Indy.
Well, not to Indianapolis because our fucking mayor probably doesn't even allow people to drive in from the airport.
The hog.
Did he really say that they're going to be the last people to?
He hasn't said that. He's proven that with his actions, like the last 13 months, basically.
Where's
Are people
rainwater?
upset?
Huh?
Yeah.
Are people upset?
What do you think, AJ?
He's
Hey, I don't
completely
know, because-
killed downtown. I mean, it is dead. Downtown.
Haven't you read? Like I see though, where there's a lot of people. It seems like are upset that like the mask mandates dropping and all this stuff. Like, isn't this what we were trying to get to?
Yeah, I mean, there has become quite an interesting power struggle of, you know, because they think people. The CDC comes out and says, "Hey, you get the atch, you get the fach, you're good. So then everybody immediately goes, okay, the world's open. And then the people who are against this are, well, people are going to be lying. What are we going to do? We got to ask them to do the whole thing. We would recommend you still keep on. It's like, well, how long? How long are we going to just assume everybody's lying? Because, by the way, they probably are. I just assume that they are. How long are we just going to go 10 years? Like, what is the thought? I'm very intrigued by how it all works out. But I do know the entire state of Indiana was open except for this little area downtown. And the businesses around Indiana have done well. Downtown Indianapolis businesses have been in deep shit now. Now it's opening back up. I believe the Future Farmers of America have confirmed a convention back in downtown Indianapolis.
Okay.
There's a lot of conventions coming back, but the Future Farmers is a big deal because there is no less than 27,000 kids in all blue denim, in cowboy boots, roaming around the streets. That's supposed to happen here, I guess, soon. So it's opening up slowly, but I don't think Hogset's necessarily happy about it. I think he's like, let's shut this fucking thing down. What are we doing here?
I guess. Where do they do all the FFA? Where do they compete?
So our convention center is huge.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why you host everything. The Big Ten stuff, like
Everything.
media days, I always go there.
Yeah, and all of Indianapolis is connected, too. Like, so you can Minneapolis has this as well because it gets so cold. Everything's connected. It's like a mall. Indianapolis is like that as well. You can go from Lucas Oil to the convention center to downtown to the hotels. It's all very close to each other. Why? We host so much shit. That was shut down forever, obviously, as was everything else. But hopefully this means things are coming back, hopefully. But I know Hogset's going to go down one more. Hey, I can shut this down if I have to. I think he's going to. I think he's got one more Taffer potentially in him. One more.
We had Taffer on the show, right?
I've never talked to Taffer.
I think we had him on promoting his book.
No.
I've never talked to Taffer.
Would have remembered that.
Might have been one of the other shows you hopped on.
No, I think we did.
I've never talked to Taffer. I would have known, by the way, had a big bar rescue run.
Have Zeke go through the Rolodex because I think it might have happened.
Ty, have we ever talked to John Taffer?
We haven't.
Ty has edited every single show we've ever done.
Hawk, you're wrong.
Have not had Taffer on. I would have remembered that for sure.
That's like maybe one of our...
It's a fucking white whale up there.
Yeah, it's one of our...
Actually, I think that at the serious MMA show I did, we had him. He was promoting.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We talked about the butt funnel.
What, did you and Kenny Mayne get that? Is that what you guys did? You guys talked about that whole thing? You and Kenny?
No, that was with my buddy RJ Clifford.
Okay.
Whoa.
I didn't know.
Cool plan.
Aaron Rodgers allegedly golfing with John Elway. What do you know about this? Did you hear this?
In Hawaii?
No. Earlier this offseason in California, actually, the Denver Broncos podcast, one of the hosts, I don't know her name. I don't know enough about this, but this has been cycled into our timelines. Allegedly, John Elway's been trying to woo Aaron Rodgers over there. Play it.
Those two. Do you think that Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers have had contact in the last couple weeks?
Maybe. I know for a fact Aaron Rodgers and John Elway have had contact in the past couple of weeks. I know for a fact they were playing golf together in California. I know.
California.
Yes. So I know that has happened. So even though that's tampering or whatever, and come on, how else does John Elway woo guys but on the golf course? I actually have this story corroborated.
How about that, AJ?
From two different sides, which is pretty wild. One is from someone in the golf world who booked the rounds, so it is verified. And then on the other end, by chance, I had a friend whose friends were playing at this club that weekend, and John and Aaron came up and played poker with them. So I guess it's corroborated on two sides. Who the hell is this girl?
Oh, man. She's blogged. I don't know who she is, but she is the next insider to the insiders. We need to talk to her. Aaron, big poker player. Is that potentially true? And how do you feel about Aaron and John potentially golfing? That's that's 4 or 5 hours together.
I mean, the golfing, sure, why not? But the poker sounds like it could definitely be a lie.
No!
Do they know these people? Are they just joining random poker games?
Well, you got to remember, in these country clubs, we found this out. Foxy and I found this out whenever we went out to a country club. This is our first real country club I've ever been to. Now, I am a member of clubs because I had to golf on one particular day and they forced me to sign up for a 3-year deal or whatever. So, those types of things. But I was at one of these like hoity-toity, super nice country clubs first time in my life. They have a men's room where the
stag room. They call it like the stag room or whatever.
What does that mean?
Go Stags.
Like guys, like dudes in there.
Stag.
Yeah,
Stag.
I was very surprised that this existed in the year that we walked in there. There were games being played.
Okay.
There was like cigars. There was, and then we walk outside and it was like the families were all outside in like a different area, and it was like these dudes just go golfing and they sit in the men's room for like 2 hours. And they're like, let's go home. I'm drunk. I won't go to sleep. And then they come back and do it again the next day. Maybe it was in that room. Maybe John Elway and Aaron saw that room. They could sit down in that country club. Hit me, pal. All right, let's go. Playing poker, they said. What do you think it was? You think it was Hold'em? You think it was Omaha? What do you think it was? What type of game?
It's probably Hold'em. I mean, Hold'em was the most popular game. I don't know if it's been surpassed lately. I haven't paid as much attention.
Hold'em really put poker in the conversation piece back here, World Series of Poker. I didn't know Aaron was a card player, though. I didn't know that.
I don't know about poker, but yeah, I've seen him play other card games. But I don't think I know for a fact. He said he has not golfed very much at all this offseason.
Just one round, he said. I lost to John Elway.
Whoa.
Okay, so more and more reports come out. The less and less we know. What's real, what isn't. I assume that lady, we should try to get her name. Sounds like she does have information from two sides: who booked the game and who played the game. Both people, 4 people told her about this. So
everybody at this goddamn golf course. I mean, what's going on here?
What?
This is bullshit.
What?
If this is true, you can't do that.
What? Who? They're friends. They're quarterbacks.
Tampering? I guess it would be tampering, right?
Yeah, you goddamn right. It's
no, they're just
John
friends.
Elway once again.
Hey, there's got to be at least a picture of them together. Like, there's pictures everywhere. If
Unless
they played 18
LaFleur
holes
was
of golf, someone took a
holding
picture.
Rogers' bag, this is fucking tampering.
This is 2 friends, okay? Just because said friend happens to have a job that is in charge of a team, that is not his fault, okay? This is what happens in the upper echelon, Ty. Okay, we don't understand it, and we never will. This is just, what, you can't have friends now? You don't want them to have friends?
Come on.
Listen, they can play poker. They better not be fucking golfing for 5 hours out there together. I mean, otherwise he'll be a Bronco next week.
Well, and I would assume that they would have been on a course by themselves, but they were not. The people right ahead of them, they were waiting on the tee box for them, where was a crew or whatever. It was probably 5-6 hours that whole round.
Yeah, most people. I mean, I know you tend to try to rent the whole course out if you want to play.
Not the whole course, but I would like the previous 6 tee times and the post 6 tee times. The only issue with that is if you go to a place that is nowhere near as nice as this, they will not hold those 6 that you paid after. They will actually say fuck you and let somebody tee off.
Yes.
So somebody's right on your ass the entire time. It's like, well, I thought I bought a buffer. They're like, oh no, we didn't know. We thought you just wanted to donate. Oh,
donate.
Okay.
You can
Give my
take the
donation back. Is what you
reservation.
should say.
Can't take the reservation. No, this place needed it. It was, they deserve it.
I believe her name is Rami Bean.
Rami Bean?
Yeah.
Rami knows, dude.
Romi. I might be mispronouncing that. But
Thank you, Rami.
Thank you, Rami. Appreciate that.
Romi?
I have an update. Mayor Hogsett says fully vaccinated people no longer need to wear a mask in Marion County. That's a city.
Wow.
Starting June 7th.
Okay.
Beat it.
That's a month away.
We still got a month.
It's not bad.
What do you mean? That's only 2 weeks away.
Might as well be a month.
That's 3 weeks, isn't it?
17 days.
They were trying to tell
2.5.
me I can't have people over at the pool. No guests, just people who live there. I want to have some people over at the cabana, have some fun.
At the pool. Is it your own personal pool?
June
Yeah,
7th, by the way. June 7th. You'll probably be able to do that, dude, at the pool.
Who told you that?
Got an
what are they gonna
email
shut you
last
down?
night. I was rather bothered.
No, they don't ever. They just have to do that. They don't
You got to
have
get a
force that.
wristband, dude.
Did you not tell them, like, hey, 2 sheriffs walking into that fucking pool?
Yeah,
you don't
we
get
I
went-
it.
sent a picture of me
Nick and I
wearing
lived-
this. They said, are you
Nick and I
sure?
lived at a place that said the same thing. This was before COVID times. This,
Nah, much different times.
Yeah.
No, and you needed a wristband to get in. But
Yeah, but COVID.
Yeah.
yeah, but if you know the person handing out the wristbands,
Oh, yeah. Start working politic in the angle with the wristbands, the gatekeeper.
you know
you
the
slip
bouncer.
it. Listen, you slip a 20 to that person at the door. They don't give a fuck.
We also have some updates on the tight end U. Okay, George Kittle, Greg Olsen, and Travis Kelce have teamed up to create a tight end summit in Nashville. Tight ends joining so far: Darren Waller, T.J. Hawkinson, Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews, Mike, Robert Tunyon, Noah Font, Zach Ertz, Cole Kmet, Yanu Smith, Eric Ebron, and David Njoku. Okay, here we go. This is something that is awesome. This has happened at other positions. Now the tight ends are doing it. I understand they're probably working on their games together. Kyle Pitts, maybe the next generation, is going to go ahead and carry TEU in 10 years from now or so. Connor did say that Greg Olsen, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle would need Kyle Pitts for this thing to survive
said
in
that.
the leadership position. You did say that.
Yep.
Kyle's going down to Nashville. Good for them. I like what they're doing. Still no Gronk, which maybe Gronk's just busy doing other stuff, and he's like, hey, listen, I'm towards the end of this whole thing. We don't know, but I think this is going to be an interesting turn of events here business-wise as we go forward for the tight ends. The tight ends have become some of the best wide receivers for their teams. But wide receivers get paid at a different scale than tight ends. I assume there's going to be a lot that comes out of this. There's National Tight End Day that these guys created a couple years ago. I mean, this is good for the tight end position. I'm happy for them.
I assume they didn't invite Gronk because they want to take this seriously and not a Mickey Mouse look at me fucking dance all over the field.
Well, at least they got Eric Ebron.
They
Yeah.
did.
Gronk saw Ebron on the list.
I didn't hear a bear down from Zito.
What is everybody's
That kind of wrapped everything up once they got Ebron. They didn't need anybody else.
I still don't see Tebow on this list.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting, and maybe that's because he hasn't been signed yet. Allegedly, we did celebrate him becoming a Jacksonville Jaguar. Got a lot of views because of it. I guess he is not officially signed. Also, Antonio Brown has not officially become a Buccaneer yet. I thought that was over as soon as the off the field cases kind of got settled or whatever, and whatever happened, it was announced that he was a Buccaneer. His agent said we have agreed to a deal. Now it's coming out. He just had surgery yesterday. It went well to clean some stuff up. Bruce Arians has come out on the Pewter report.
The Pewter Report.
Pewter Report. By the way, they're a good show. I actually do watch their shit. I have a lot of respect for them. I apologize for pronouncing Pewder report wrong.
I believe it's the color of
the gray.
Pewter?
That's Pewter?
Is it a T? Pewter?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I thought it was D.
They may stylistically use a D. You may have seen that.
But anyways, he came on and said he's got to pass the physical first before we can sign him. He just got surgery yesterday. They said clean it up. I didn't know he was hurt. He scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Obviously, he's going to be back on the Bucs if he gets through this. He's 32 years old. Everybody said all he does is work his ass off. A knee cleanup, that's like a month process to get back from. If it's as minor as we are assuming or alleging, it is a T. God damn it. It is the Pewter Report. You knew that, though, AJ. That's why you brought it up. Damn it.
Yeah, I know the color, of course.
I did not know that was a color. I had no idea. I thought one of these guys' name was Pute.
Yeah. You said it was Pute. No, you said his name was Pute.
Pute. I thought his name was Pute. Yeah, you're right. But now, if I was to look at... Are they talking?
No, I don't have any audio on that.
Oh, okay, sounds good. I appreciate the Pewter Report. This is interesting. How do you feel about Antonio Brown getting surgery? He'll be back, right? No problem.
Well, did he have this planned, or did something happen in a workout to make him clean it up?
Yeah, and did it happen away from the field?
You wouldn't wait this long if it was something you knew at the end of the season.
Yeah, and also, Bruce probably just found out about it, and he was mossing 6'9" just the other day. And by the way, I said mossing because that's what Randy Moss is. He was doing that in his little training facility he has that is very nice. If he got hurt recently, then maybe he went in and was like, yesterday training, I got hurt or whatever. Like,
he's always working hard at that facility.
Well, not just at that facility. I guess he does work his ass off, I guess, allegedly. The truck driver who got...
oh, yeah. Shout out.
What Dumpy is referring to, he was not working hard at all, by the way.
Well,
You're sitting down.
in that one.
His workout partner was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, like the truck
effort.
driver allegedly that got bolognas tossed at him, frozen bolognas, is suing him for $30,000. Let's assume that gets settled as well. Antonio Brown going to rehab from his surgery, come back, play for the Bucs next year, of course. Go for the Buccaneers. Somehow they were able to figure it out. Troy Polamalu, AJ, has asked Dick LeBeau to present him to the Hall of Fame. Put me in, Coach. I'd be honored, says Dick LeBeau in a perfectly crafted Photoshop edit on Troy Polamalu's Instagram. I feel like Troy potentially did do this himself coming out into the social media world. How do you feel about this, AJ? And if you had to go in, would a coach be it, or have you ever even had those thoughts?
I haven't really thought about it. I know Kevin Green, when he went in, he had Dom Capers, his longtime coach and D coordinator when I was in Green Bay with me. I think this is awesome. I mean, Dick LeBeau is an absolute legend. I know people do give him respect. I don't think he gets the respect he deserves. Like, this dude was a hell of a player back in the day and has been a coach for, 50 years?
Yeah, and the Steelers fans will love him forever because the defense in Pittsburgh was what, a lot of fans for a long time loved. Go back to that because Troy had an interesting caption, actually. He said, "Can you please tell them that all I did was follow you? # each one teach one. A lot of people said Troy Polamalu was so goddamn good because he made off-script plays all the time. It felt like he potentially had Jesus Christ speaking to him in his ear. Ike Taylor, his teammate, said that. And Troy Polamalu saying, hey, listen, a lot of things you saw me do out there is because Dick LeBeau gave me the freedom to do so, probably the knowledge to do so, the defense to do so. I like this type of stuff. I like the respect shown here. And once again, congrats to Troy Polamalu for going into the Hall of Fame and also ruining a lot of people's dreams, including mine, in front of my entire family. So fuck you.
Mm-hmm. You know, Dick LeBeau was the Bengals head coach for a few years.
I did not know that. They stink with him?
I think so, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, great coach. Had no chance there. They still don't have an indoor practice facility.
Nope.
When he was there, they didn't. They still don't. Hopefully, they'll figure that out.
Maybe
for
Joe Burrow will do it. Joe Burrow will put him over the top.
Has 62 career interceptions as a member of the Detroit Lions the last time they were worth a fuck in the 60s.
Oh,
He's also an incredible golfer.
Dick LeBeau is?
Oh, yeah. Like when he's in his 70s, like early 70s, he was shooting his age.
Sweet.
Hey, I like what you just did right there. That was a cool little tie-in you did.
People always want to shoot their age.
Not right now. It's impossible
unless
you're Jim
You
Palm.
could. I'm going to be 65, shooting at 65, getting $20 million from number 5 overall.
You should just buy that house.
Hell
right now.
yeah. Yeah, why don't you buy
Get
that
it for
house now?
cheaper.
Because the price is. And by the way, is there interest on his $20 million too?
Yes. No, there's no interest on it. But why don't you go ahead and buy those 2 houses you sent me because you're so sure you're going to make it?
I haven't started golfing yet, so I won't be sure until I pick up the clubs. I'm going to get fitted for clubs first because I've never got that.
Yeah.
And then
That's what's missing. That's definitely what's missing. It
might be.
Legit.
Probably.
I have 3 different types of irons in my bag right now.
Hey, make them all. Why don't you make them all the same length, Bryson? You could do that.
Well, I'll get them fitted. Yeah, that's what. I mean, I don't know if they'll all be the same length like Bryson, but I do know whoever fits them for me will be like, hey, here's your best swing. You're welcome.
And plus, can we make sure that AJ doesn't pull a Samsung and pay you like at all pennies or something like that?
I don't care. Fucking do it.
You could pay someone $1 million to convert those 19 million pennies into $19 million.
Take the truck right to a bank. Figure it out.
Don't matter.
Don't care. That's fun. All right, see ya. Go to the bank. Is there 20 million in there? There is. It's 10 trucks.
Okay.
Take them all to the bank.
Good luck. When do you plan on doing this?
That depends. You know, when am I getting my clubs fitted? When am I swinging?
I'm saying pennies probably won't be a thing.
True. This might be in Bitcoin. This guy pays.
Penny shortage right now too.
Good. They
That's
stink.
probably because they're starting to kind of weed them out.
Everyone just throws them down the drain.
Yep.
I don't.
You collect them. You better collect 20 million of them, pal.
No, I grab them and
200 million of them.
Save them and spend them.
2,000 million. 2,000 million. 2 billion of them. You should collect 2 billion pennies.
I'm gonna wipe out the country if their penny reserve.
I think people are already doing that. Elon's already trying to do that.
There's 130 billion pennies in circulation right now.
You can go get at least 2 billion.
I'm not
what that
worried.
is,
I am not
looking.
worried about having to pay this.
Fish are
Ludicrous
eating 60% of those anyway.
Who did what?
Fish. You know, like people just toss them. I mean, fish are always dying, choking on pennies
Some of them
and
are
stuff like that.
You seen the old skits,
Yeah.
Pat?
What's up, bub?
Some of them are definitely ass pennies. You see that skit back in the day?
Oh yeah, you eat them and fart them out.
No. The dude said he would put like $3 worth of pennies up his ass every day and then pull them out and then put them in circulation. So that's how he built up his confidence, because when he would meet with somebody big time, he's like, there's a good chance that this person's handled my ass pennies.
See, that's the stuff you can't get anywhere else. AJ, I don't know how
the guy,
this.
I forget his name. The great skit though.
AJ Hawk was his name.
AJ, I appreciate you doing that.
Maybe or something.
All right. Well, AJ, thanks for that. I'll remember that forever. And that's potentially why there is a penny shortage, because you and your friends are shitting all over them. Okay.
I would
And-
never do that.
Yeah, you
I
would.
know. I'm not doing that. I'm saying this person.
Yeah, but you somehow landed upon this clip, though, so we don't know what
You
you
were talking
searching.
about penny. Yeah, this clip 15 years ago. I saw it.
Yeah, how'd you get to it, though, is what we're saying. How'd you get to it?
Because it's great comedy content. It's like a 3.5 minute video.
Of course. All right. Thank you, AJ. We appreciate you. See you guys.
AJ.
See you tomorrow. We got big day tomorrow, AJ. Big day tomorrow. You doing a booking for tomorrow or no?
Yeah, I'll do the booking for tomorrow, too.
About time.
Hey, Robert Mathis, I think, going to be in studio tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, Bob.
I think so.
Let's go.
Lonnie Paxton, I think he's coming on, too. You know Lonnie?
Yeah, I know Lonnie a little bit. He's awesome.
He's in Tom Brady's Kentucky Derby group, was a long snapper for the Patriots for a long time.
Yeah.
He is a part of a group that I think Ashton Kutcher is involved with.
Okay.
With Game Game Time Wines. They launched a wine that's called Game Time Wines.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think the bottles got to my house last night. I'll bring them down here so booze bags can chug it. You know what I mean?
Nice, sweet.
I'm excited to chat with him, man. He's a cool guy. I think he's still at GoPro, pretty high up at GoPro. He's a good businessman, that guy, and a legend, I've heard.
Yeah. When was his last year in the league?
Had to be a long time ago. Before I got in. 2008, maybe? 2007?
Was it really that long ago?
2011.
Oh, yeah, I met him on the field. 2 years. That makes sense.
Just like Freach or whoever that guy.
Freach?
Who? The guy who wrote that article or said Tyreek.
Oh, Anthony Trish.
Tony Trish.
I met him right here. Good kid. I mean, he got sent out to the Wolves today in the internet. I mean, he got put out back on the internet today, but you live and you learn. We know he exists.
He held his ground.
He did. He said I'd do it, and then he didn't do it. Then he did it, and then
he took Moss.
I think he took it right on the chin, though. I respect that out of Anthony Trish.
Yeah.
He had NFL teams coming after him.
Yeah. Got the Vikings out of the woodwork.
I mean, for good reason, by the way. I mean, for good reason. But this is one of those moments. Trish will learn. He might turn 18 next year too. You know what I mean? Like, he looks very young. These are the things that are going to set him up, though. You know what I mean? This is going to be the foundation. This is where it's going to be built, you know? Because adversity is where, you know, real bonds are built, real foundations are found in moments of, you know, a little bit of adversity. So I feel, you know, Tyron's only going to come out the other side of this better, or he's going to disappear forever. And he's
One of the two.
One of the two.
He did his job. Just like, look at Jim Rome when Jim Everett flipped the table on him. That's what put him on the map.
Bet I do.
Is that his name, Chris? What was his name? Jim.
Jim Everett. He kept calling him Chris Everett.
Chris Everett was the women's tennis player, I believe.
And Jim was not happy about that.
No, Jim was not happy.
Call it one more time.
I bet I do.
We got a long time to go.
Adam Cole's running his fucking mouth about me again, and that's a guy you like, by the way. Speaking of show blow-ups. I mean,
I watched the clip. I thought it was, thought he did very well in there.
You suck.
What's your problem?
You gonna have any Mardi Gras parties soon, AJ?
No, I didn't.
What?
You gonna have any more Mardi Gras parties soon?
You're looking up our, that's our foundation thing. There's a different theme every year for our event.
I saw a Cinco de Mayo wasn't invited near my birthday, and the Mardi Gras wasn't invited.
Oh, that's interesting.
Huh? I don't get invited to anybody's parties.
I didn't know you. I didn't know you back then.
Oh, thank you.
What's that?
Hey, this year it's in August. We're gonna send you a legit invite.
I'm busy.
I know.
Sorry.
Thanks, AJ.
So don't get mad at me when you say you're not invited. Then
We'll
When
send
you say
Bill
you're
as a
busy when I try to
representative.
offer you
Yeah, Bill.
an invitation.
So how many pluses do I get?
+1.
10.
Can I get +2?
Who?
Well, my wife is obviously going to come. She's a big fan. She's always upset that we don't get invited. But then also Bill.
Bill McComas.
Yes.
What's he doing there?
You tell me, pal.
Security's
Yeah.
running security.
Bill can come.
No weapons.
Really?
No weapons, but no weapons. We got to search his car, but Bill can come. We have a couple sheriffs there. He can come.
Bill will probably talk to them. Bill will probably get the guns out of the sheriff's pockets before they even realize it. Bill will have 2 Ninja Stars and 2 Glocks before he even gets into that place if you were to take everything off of him. Bill, it sounds like we're going to Mardi Gras, pal.
I'll start saving for my donation now.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Thank you, Bill.
Bill was supposed to go down in Florida with us last week.
What happened? Can't travel? Can't leave the state? What is it?
It actually might have been why the Southwest flight was canceled that particular week. We couldn't figure out the flight back. There was no easy flight back. So it was like we'll do another week or whatever. I can't wait to take Bill over to Ohio. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh.
My wife's gonna be pumped that Bill's coming.
Yeah. Of course.
We'll let you stay in the house. You all 3 can share a room.
You got enough fucking houses.
Yeah.
Over there. Can I get one of your other houses? Can I
maybe
get a
the
side
West
house?
Wing.
No, I don't know. I don't have any extra houses for it. We might have 1 extra bedroom that kids aren't sleeping in.
Yeah, you'll probably try to take that thing up, though. You try to reproduce at a rapid rate. You know, pal, there's Roman condoms. You know what I mean? We don't have to have a kid every time we have sex.
Yeah, wrap it up, dude.
Good.
Yeah. I need the swipes, right?
Well, that'll make it last a little longer. You know what I mean? The swipes will. We had a guy on our team, super religious.
Yeah.
He came to our team. He had 10 kids.
Jeez.
And I he's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Very big guy. Would beat the fuck out of me if ever anything happened. And we happen to be in the hot tub same time. Okay? So I'm immediately going, hey, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Congratulations on making it. He wasn't like a big name player, but a good player, great player. Kind of got overlooked. Start talking about him. Where are you from? He tells me how many kids he has. Whoa. What do you got to get a farm? Like you're just trying to fucking make employees? What's going on here? And he's like, well, kind of actually. And I was like, so how's that whole thing work? And he's like, every time we are attempting to potentially have a kid. Every time we.
Whoa.
Because the seed should not fall on the floor or into something else is in the Bible, I guess, deep in the Bible. Mm-hmm. It's deep in there. So every time he had sex, he was trying to have kids, and I think he was succeeding there for the first 7 years of him having sex with his wife. They had so many kids. It was insane. It's like, I didn't know that happened. And then I met you, and you have 5 kids, too. It's like, oh, everybody wants.
4.
You're right. That's a good amount of kids, by the way. That's pretty good. Like, you think about future family gatherings, like Thanksgiving down the road, like that's going to be a pretty good size.
Good number.
That's a good size celebration.
Yeah, of course. How many are you going to have?
Hopefully just one.
Just Duber?
That's not his name.
Aristotle.
Would you like to know where do not let your seed fall to the ground came from?
Where'd it come from?
So when Onan was having sex with Tamar, he withdrew his penis before his orgasm and he spilled his semen on the ground, and that was not legal because that was his air.
Onan did that?
Mm-hmm.
How about
the air was on the ground now instead of potentially cooking.
Air with an H.
Yeah. Not air as in no semen. He was not shooting empty blanks, but his air was potentially left behind.
How about your other teammate with 14 kids?
What are you talking about?
Camardi?
Who?
Did you play with Camardi?
Oh, yeah.
14 kids.
And he had 2 kids after getting
snipped.
He had twins after he got snipped.
Yeah.
He's a good dad, by the way. I see him on the Instagram, social media. A lot of kids, but he's a good dad. I couldn't even imagine.
How many bedrooms?
He earned it. He earned it. But it's not just bedrooms where they're staying. It's like also the rest of their lives he has to.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
That's a
14
fucking
cars.
Gatling gun.
You get sperm.
What did we say? We had him on one time after something was announced, and I asked him if he had if he felt as if his seed was, because he got his thing snipped and they still had twins. So I thought they were potentially like back in the day, when he had big stick and you had to cross over a creek or a river and you jam it right in the middle and then like kind of slingshot yourself over. Mm-hmm. If he thought that's what his semen was doing whenever they cut the thing, and he said, I don't know, but I know it didn't work or whatever. There was no way he couldn't stop him from making kids. I don't know how science does that. I don't know how that happens. It's awesome though. Good for him. I hope I get to have a kid though. Just one though. He's just going to follow me around like Dan Campbell wants that lion to do.
Hell yeah. Smart.
You know what I mean? He's just going to follow me around. Put him in a bag.
Put him in a bag.
Come on, pal. Like one of them little dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little Pomsky or something.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be a good dad.
Aristotle's going to suck, but at some point in his life, he's going to sit down at a diner and he's going to bury a fucking guy.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm here for. And tomorrow's show is massive. Can't wait to see you then. We appreciate you so much. Hammer Don is in 12 minutes from right now at youtube.com/Hammer Don, DAHN. Who knows what's going to happen? They're handing out money. AJ, appreciate you, buddy.
Right. And what did Gumpy say earlier? Enjoy your Wednesday, everybody. The end of Sirius.
What's this guy's deal? It's been
Hey,
up
good
my
luck in the
ass
pool
all
party,
week.
It's because he can't get into the cabana. Can't get into the cabana.
Hope you get some of that floozies in there.
I buttoned up, AJ. I got no skin showing today, pal.
Oh, yeah, he did come after you yesterday. I forgot about that.
No, I didn't. I said it was awesome. It looks like a bodybuilder.
You paid $600 for that shirt.
Yeah, it was a good shirt.
Yeah, he kind of took a couple dry shots at him, I think.
Just sneak the floozies in the back door, Gump.
Floozies.
Pool party.
Pool party. Nude stripper pool party like Bill Gates, right?
All right. That's the show. Big thanks to Corey Graves and Jed Passer. We're not getting into that again. Thank you, AJ. You're the best. Have a great night, pal.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you, everybody. Cheers. You're the best. Bye.